Are you ready? Call your mama, call your papa, call your friends. The festivities are about to begin. Boom!
Yo, boom. Do you hear me? Type bro if you can hear me. Shout out to YouTube Land. We are live. Let's see what we got here. Shout out to the YouTube Land. And okay, I hear me. I gotta mute this. Very good, very good, very good. We got 8 members of the Globe Cult watching right now. If you can share the show, please click where needs to be clicked so you can share the show. Copy the link, throw it in the Discord servers around in the social medias, and tell them like today is gonna be a fun festivities. This is a cult. It's called the Globe. Welcome. All right. And the festivities are on. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. This is Jose JG, and this is the place where we all come in together and talk about the topics that we are interested in. Have fun, have fun. This is Squeaky Earth is populated by frogs. Let's see how it sounds. All right. I like that. I appreciate it. Thank you, Squeaky Earth. Thank you very much. I hope the sound is okay. Will the sound be perfect? I don't expect it to. I expect it to sound just fine. If you're watching this live or recorded, hit the like button. Is the least that I can ask you to do. It is free, it is easy, and it's convenient. So boom, like now. If you want to support, I gotta move this a little. If you want to support the festivities, there is a few ways that you can do that. You can click the super chat feature and give me money there, or the preferred way method is by PayPal. You can click on the PayPal link pinned above in the YouTube chat box or in the description box and give me money with comment, questions, concerns, and everything in between. Big shout out to Parabindu. Parabindu sent me $10 yesterday when I least expected. So thank you very much, Parabindu, for that. I must move the speakers icon is a little bit too close to the 10, but it's all right for now. I adjusted the what you can see on YouTube is still not perfect. It's not the best, but it's all right. It's there, and that's all I ask for. That you can see me for a few seconds because I am about to share something that went down yesterday. Before that, I want to shout out the YouTube land chat box. We have Marcus Dresden in the house. He says Witsit is a stupid loser. Damn. Shot fired. Real Cygnus. Yo yos. Mark. Ting! You see how that resonated today? It's good. Charlie Welsh. Yeah, bro. Mr. Malord, bro. C4. He thinks I will wreck Witsit. Well, it's already done. You guys tell me. There's no wrecking in this one. It was it's a half an hour recording of. I didn't expect it to go down yesterday. Fred Bailey, have you interviewed the frogs? Hmm. I don't know, man. I want to see that. And we are ready. So last night, Anjo Mongus is here. Last night it was like 11:30 or midnight around, and I said like I gotta start jumping into Discord servers around because I need to have a little bit of a fresh blood. If the flirs don't wanna come to me, I will go to them. You know. And I went yesterday, and I for the first time joined a Discord server that is not mine or the ones that I'm already signing. It is the Geos Earth Awakening Discord server. So I joined yesterday, and he was really nice, and he gave me roles, and I was able to speak. So I spoke, and the interaction was recorded, and I will share it with you right now. I didn't record the first few seconds when a guy was speaking, and he said like, I think we can make all the water on the earth or the world disappear. We can make all the water disappear, including gas and solid state, gaseous state, and liquid state. And I go like, no, you can't. That's just impossible, right? And I think it took off from there. So and then I hit recording, and this is what happened. What happened is you will see in a few seconds. Let me mute my video and share the screen. Let's see what we got. Did I say mute my video? Yes, I did. All right. So as for the introduction, as for the first time me being there in that server, I was treated okay. I was treated nice. Just normal, a walk in the park, just normal. And I have already stated, we are in this discussion. We probably gonna get yelled at and insulted, and I'm told a couple things. I can take that. I can take that. That's part of the game. So yeah, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Now, the person that decided to interact with me was none other than Witsit gets it. I mean, does he get it? Well, we shall see now. I am going to pause this. It is 33 minutes. Be patient. If anybody would like to join, I am sharing this on the Discord server daily. Boom. And if you got any comments, questions, or concerns, we can talk about it as this recording goes. I wasn't completely ready. I was caught off guard, but I still was being true to myself, having the interaction the way I wanted it to be. So, hopefully, it's not too cringe for you guys to listen to. And let me see. If I click in here and I change the window and I click in here, you should be able to see a different screen. And You guys, I'm gonna play a few seconds, and you guys tell me. I gotta wait like 30 seconds for me to receive your green light. Can you hear other voice other than mine? I'm gonna play it now.
That the Earth was made out of the water, and the water was hovered over. So I know everyone is believing that. That's not my point, but
Did you guys hear a different voice other than mine? And if so, type in boom or bruh. Bro. Good to see you guys. We also, not too late, a few more people showed up. Devil's Advocate showed up. C4. C4 say that Geo is crazy. Hold on in the house. Farmer's Boy. And you guys can look down on the description box under this video, and you can find a link to the Earth Awakenings YouTube channel, and from there you can find the Discord server. So you heard it all, broom, bro. Yep, I think you guys heard that. 19 people watching. Hit that like, share the show, and I'm gonna lay back and listen to this with you. If those who would like to join in the Discord server would like to participate or say something in relation to this video, please let me know. I should have 2 people watching the stream, 3. So yeah, we got Chike, Flip Flop on the PC, and Stingray. I'm gonna play this. You guys, let me know if you want to comment on it. We should play it now.
just kind of really entertaining idea that what if everything is water?
You think the water can be destroyed
with
with it? You think it can be destroyed? All the whole water.
That was right at the end, buddy. But
in that sense, I don't think what I said is possible, because that would be like destroying existence itself at that point.
Right.
I don't think you can destroy water or dry it up.
I think that maybe we think there's like this edge, and we don't call it an edge, but like there's a ring and all this.
I screen recorded my full screen, so what you're seeing is what I saw in real time as I did this interaction yesterday. There's a few DMs with Isa first, and then with Gio himself. Uh, but there's nothing private, nothing that couldn't be disclosed. There's nothing. It was just the first day, and I was trying to get set up for the roles as if it was my first day. So there's nothing to worry about. Don't worry about taking screen shares and personal information and none of that shit, because there's none of that. So keep that in mind. Boom.
Well, what if it just you reach the end of land and then there's more water, and then you go to some more land and then there's water, and all there is water all around.
I could feel that.
The water would fall off the edge.
What edge?
What edge, man?
Well, then is it infinite, or does it like render as you go?
It's going to start getting good in a minute.
I think
It's
in
indefinite.
theory would be infinite, and like maybe there's like like a gradient at a certain point.
Have you seen the far lands in Minecraft? Man, no one. Man, this is one of those things that I'm gonna have to make a YouTube video about and introduce to the flat Earth community. Because there's just, I mean, Minecraft we all know, right? Made out of blocks. It's a flat Earth with the sun and moon cycle and stuff. They still make it work, even though it's a flat Earth Minecraft. You know, of course. But it's still a daylight cycle. But that's not what I'm trying to say. Although I feel like a lot of you might know at least about that. But there is a very interesting phenomena when you travel in any direction away from 0, 0 coordinate and get far enough. The game, this is a very interesting thing that, yeah, it's called the Farlands. I think all of you get a kick out of watching any video on that.
Have you seen those videos? I seen a lot of the Glovers playing a type of video game with space engines and stuff, and that makes sense also. So we can look at video games and say that matches reality, I guess.
Yeah,
from your perspective.
Jose, can I ask you a question, bro? Sure.
I mean, I asked him a question, but he said sure, so I got an answer. Go ahead, man.
All right, Jose, I'm gonna ask you a question.
All right, are you ready for the Witsit train wreck? what do you guys think Witsit is gonna do? He said, "Let me ask you a question, Jose. He wants to engage with me. What's up, Stingray and Chike? What's up? What do you
Hi,
think?
Jose.
What do you think Witsit is gonna do? Will he try to teach me about the globe? I think he will. That's what I was thinking in the beginning. Let me ask you a question, Jose. I said, "Oh, he's gonna ask me about the globe now." What do you think? Before I play it,
I have no idea.
prediction.
Some kind of strawman?
I think it's gonna ask you what you're wearing.
All right. He want to ask me a question. Let's see what he got.
So, did you know that all the top level astrophysicists and astronomers admit that the heliocentric model is not any more proven or viable than a geocentric model?
I'm just listening this from you.
Oh, no. Top level astrophysicists and astronomers.
Yeah, but I'm
Mixed
listening
bag,
this
though.
information coming from you now. I haven't heard it from them.
Okay. So my question was, did you know that? So I guess the answer is no.
I mean,
But,
I cannot know any information that you give me until I look it up. I mean, I guess I'm not gonna say I know it now that you told me. I know the information you told me, but I don't know if the information is correct. You know what I mean?
Understood,
Yeah,
man.
you could have just
We
said,
heard
"No,
you.
I've never." Yeah,
Do you think that's fair? Right? Somebody's telling me a new information, and now I mean they want me to answer. Oh, I know the information now. Thank you for telling me. Do you think that there is not? They're trying to give me a dichotomy that is either I know the information now or I don't know it because he told me. No, I think I say correct because you told me a piece of information. I don't know it now. I know that you told me that, but I don't know if that's right or wrong. Is that fair?
Well, the simple, you should answer simply no, I didn't know it, and I still don't know it, and that's it. I heard it from you, yes. I didn't know it before, and I don't know it yet. That to be true.
Yeah, yeah. I know what he told me now, but I don't know if the information is correct or not. That's it. Yeah, for the worst. Man, yeah, I don't think he liked that. I don't think he liked that. Let's see how he reacts to that.
never heard that before.
Okay. Now that you told me, I know the information you told me, but I don't know if the information is correct. You know what I mean?
Understood,
Yeah,
man.
you could have just
We
said,
heard
"No,
you.
I've never heard that before." So, but yeah, so like I can quote a lot of astrophysicists for you.
Uh, I remember in the beginning he asked me, "Do you know this person? Have you heard of this person?" It is so weird and silly for him to be here for so long and talking to so many people and taking this approach. I don't know what he's doing is odd, strange, and weird. I don't know if he thinks that I have some mental issue that I cannot comprehend him, or is he the one that have a mental issue and he's trying to be comprehensible? I'm not sure. All right, here we go.
Like you may have heard of Stephen Hawking. Yeah. Or have you ever heard of Einstein?
Yes.
Interesting. Have you
That's interesting that I say yes to have heard of Albert Einstein. How about that?
Wait. He said astrophysicists and astronomers. Einstein was a theoretical scientist. What does he mean, astrophysicist?
I don't know, man. Give me 10 seconds. I gotta fix some audio levels here. 10 seconds. Take the floor. Keep talking, man.
Well, I don't. I mean, I haven't looked into it, but
I don't know Stephen Hawking or Albert Einstein ever believing that the Earth and the Sun is a geocentric model. I'm pretty sure they didn't believe that. So I still don't get it. It just seems to name two random scientists that absolutely wouldn't have believed that so far.
I don't know. I think he elaborates in what he's trying to say. I think. Let me go back 10 seconds. Let's see. Let's give him a minute and see if he can explain himself here. I hope the audio levels are a little better. Hold on, please. Let me know when I play the video for a little bit. Let me know if the levels of the participants in VC live right now and the video recording is evenly matched now. So here we go.
Just
Oh, go ahead.
before you go, I think your response to this should have been, and I don't know what your response is yet, but it should have been like, okay, so the Earth is definitely a huge sphere with a very far away sun. We just don't know whether we're moving around the sun or the sun's moving around us millions and millions of miles away, right?
Well, we go there. We talk about that a little bit, but not necessarily. I was just trying to be super chill, laid back, and nice, and try not to get too excited in the first day. I want to repeat the visit. So I took a slightly mellow approach in this one today. I was having fun. Let's see. Oh, we got a big free super chat by Truth Nerds. He's been a smart, responsible troll for 5 months. Holy shit. Witsit made a claim about all top level astrophysicists and astronomers. I'm sure he will back it up with some quotes from all of them as he demands of others. I mean, he's not a giant hypocrite, right? Nah, I ain't gonna do that. I don't even know if I push him into that. Let's see what happens. I know there's one guy in a point, he get really excited. He started like, "You've been dishonest," and I think he got muted. I think Gio muted him. Like, no, dude, let him have the floor with Sit and Jose or something like that. That's too calm.
Like you may
Oh.
have heard of Stephen Hawking. Yeah. Or have you ever heard of Einstein?
Yes.
Interesting. Have you ever heard of Fred Hoyle?
No.
He coined the term Big Bang. Have you ever heard of Henry Poincaré?
No.
Genius, one of the fatherheads of electrical field theory. Einstein took a lot of his work for relativity from him. Have you ever heard of Arthur Eddington?
All these people are like from the past. We live in the future now, bro. We in the 2020s.
Well, you don't live in the future.
We in the future now, man. We talk to each other face to face via an apparatus from our. I'm in Florida. I'm talking to you, whatever in the world, maybe in another part of Florida.
Right, but you, of course,
the future is now, man. I don't look to the past.
Is this Jose JG in disguise?
Yeah.
I'm flip flop. I'm flip flop.
But I just want to say though, like you can't be in the future now.
The future is now, man. In the year 2000 was the future.
Okay, cool. Stephen Hawking is from inside the 2000s, buddy. You don't know who Stephen Hawking is?
Yeah, the guy that speaks with no words, yeah.
Yeah, so he's like considered one of the most infamous geniuses on your side, on the heliocentric model side, like fixed tons of problems for them, came up with all kinds of theories that were trying to save the model. Like one of the most famous guys on your side ever.
I consider today a person running a place like Elon Musk. I think it's matter because he's doing things today that we can be a part of. I cannot do anything that Stephen Hawking was a part of back in the day. I can be a part of something today in the future. Yeah.
Do you think? Do you think that Elon Musk disagrees with Stephen Hawking about this?
I know that he's doing things. He's just fucking launching rockets and all kinds of good stuff. That's all I know.
How is that relevant, though? Because
I'm
just saying,
information. What is that? Why is that relevant? Information that was given to me 50 years, 100 years ago, 20 years ago. is more irrelevant. That information is given to me today in the scientific advancement that we have in the daily
Right.
basis.
Okay, but here's the deal, buddy. It's not even more than 2 decades ago, and the quote unquote science hasn't changed from this. It's still the same
Science
thing
changes every
that
day,
Stephen
man.
Hawking said.
Science. We get more data, more information every day, and it keeps evolving. We're getting better at science, bro. It's
Okay,
not
can I point
changing.
some out?
It's
I
getting
feel
better, and
like
we're getting more information.
I feel like you're
What do you guys think? Did I make any valid point in there, or was I being a little bit of like nothing?
I honestly think, Jose, that dipshit does not know the word infamous or its meaning.
Oh man.
So his thing was, what is it? Stephen Hawking's is infamous on our side, meaning he is well known for a bad deed or some kind of, some kind of detrimental negative thing. No, that's not true.
Right. The way I say that the science evolve pretty much in the daily basis because we gather more information on my data. Is that true? Is that a fact? Could be.
No, I honestly think. Well, my personal naive view is that due to technological advancement, scientific advancement is just a given. So it doesn't matter that, previously I've been able to measure something with lengths of my thumb, or then somehow I can use a ruler, to now I can use LiDAR. One just gave me, well, I can measure it in kind of inches. The other gave me, fractions of a millimeter. And now I can measure something to microns. So to say that, science doesn't advance, now we can have more accurate measurements of almost everything because technology advances. So, and there's new discoveries all the time.
Right. All right, let's see what he come back with.
You're having a pretty dishonest conversation, though.
No, I'm keeping it real, man.
If you were keeping it real, then you would be willing to just discuss the actual subject I brought up and not talk about how Elon Musk shoots rockets in space. We were talking about how you can't prove that the Earth is actually inside of a heliocentric model.
The first thing that you're phrasing that in this way is right now. Earlier you mentioned, have you heard all these astrophysicists? And then you maybe told me that point in a different way, but right now, 10 seconds ago is the first time that you just gave me this point in this way. So now we can talk about it because you're giving me for the first time this point. Go ahead.
It's the same point. That's what all the astrophysicists and astronomers say. That's been the point the whole time, is what they say.
That's what you're telling me that they say. I haven't seen any of this information from them.
Okay, but so you disagree with that idea then?
No, I don't know. I don't disagree with them. I haven't looked into it, so I cannot agree nor disagree.
I'm saying, what do you think? Okay, when I say you can't prove that the Earth's in a heliocentric model, what is your response?
My response is that if that's what you say, if that's what you believe in, more power to you. Yeah, good on you.
I'm asking what you think.
I haven't looked into that. I neither agree or disagree. This is new to me.
So to the Earth could be stationary and geocentric.
Maybe when I look into it, I might lean into one side or another. I cannot just pull this off my sleeve and give you an answer and commit to it now because I haven't looked into it. You know what I mean?
Okay, well, just so you know, there's no actual evidence that the Earth is spinning or revolving in a heliocentric model. It's a philosophical decision because, according to relativity, you could never prove it.
Yeah, he's doing the misquoting Einstein, right? When Einstein go ahead.
Like I thought, it is true. Meaning, first of all, you tell you they say something, it didn't bring any reference to what they said, what were their words, nothing like that. He's full of shit.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna. I mean, he's saying like, do you know that there's no way to prove like the Earth's rotating and all of this because Einstein said once that in Earth you cannot use whatever phraseology it is. I cannot like parrot like they do. They're cherry picking quotes, you know. Like on Earth, you cannot tell if it's the Earth or the sun or the solar system moving or some shit like that. But now he's throwing that out like you cannot tell that anywhere when today we don't have to do those tests on Earth because we can do it like from outside the Earth, you know, from a third person point of view. You know, we can see a lot more.
Well, that's not what Einstein said at all.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, man. So I kind of mentioned that to him, but now we were kind of trying to get into a discussion. I was hit on the PP. C4 has given me $25, bro. Not much to say, so take my money. Thank you for hitting me up on the PayPal. That tickled my PP. C4, thank you so much. That sounded really weird, but PP is the acronym for the PayPal. Is that how you call it? Acronym? The letters? Yeah. Thank you, C4, bro. I appreciate it, man. All right, let's see. Let me go back 10 seconds.
Spinning or revolving in a heliocentric model. It's a philosophical decision because, according to relativity, you could never prove it. And it's just a Cartesian coordinate, so you can treat the Earth as stationary and the fixed frame of reference, or you can treat the sky as the stationary fixed frame of reference. It's either
Okay.
or.
Good
And
information.
it's the same.
Thanks.
It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same thing. Like, even according to relativity, that's what relativity says, right? It's like the Earth is stationary, but it's actually spinning and revolving.
Yeah. I keep it more simple. All of this, I listen to stuff, and then a lot of a wave of a lot of information like you're throwing at me right now. I listen to it, and I neither agree or disagree. I just listen to it, and I give my opinion. I mean, it's all I can say. I'm just an illiterate that only have high school, and I'm looking into this topic for the past few years, and I'm just learning in the daily basis. And it's good to know where you're coming from, and yeah, I don't have maybe a lot to give and to offer in relation to the topic, but hey, I'm here and I have a voice and I'll speak up, bro.
Very cool. I'm not trying to put you on the spot, and if you want to disengage after this, that's cool or whatever. But this is just the whole point. Maybe you can give your opinion on this. So, like you said, science evolves every day. When I brought up heliocentrism, and so it's put off as if it's science that has determined and proven that the Earth is actually spinning and revolving around the sun in a heliocentric model, right? But the truth is, it isn't science. It's actually philosophy. It's based on the Copernican principle, which is the idea that the Earth cannot occupy a special, unique position in the universe. And so it's the idea that the Earth is insignificant in the vastness of space. It's a philosophical decision. It's called the Copernican principle. So because of that, like that's what Stephen Hawking would explain. Because they philosophically choose the idea that the Earth cannot be special or unique, then they interpret it to be heliocentric accordingly. Because if it wasn't, then it would be special and unique.
So, do you think that the majority of the actual accepted, science and understanding on this topic, of the majority, the people agree with this then, or just a handful of experts, the biggest scientists, as you say, the more recognizable ones?
Pretty much everyone in modern astronomy or astrophysics adheres to the Copernican principle.
And the Copernican principle is that the Earth
is not in a special or unique position.
I agree that the Earth is not in a special and unique position. The Earth is just a grain of sand in the vastness of the oceans, of all the sand in the oceans on Earth. Just a grain of sand. Nothing special about it. Boom.
Right. But did you hear what I said though?
Yes, and I answer you directly to what you say.
Oh, well, what I'm saying is it's actually not science. It's just philosophy, though.
But they claim they have science now, though, right?
Well, that's the funny part is no, it's still the same thing. Like the quote unquote science can be interpreted either way. It's interpreted a certain way because of philosophy. Like still,
If you guys want to say something, like I cannot, I mean, I know he's wrong in a lot of things he's saying. He's just making claims and kind of throwing a lot of people in the bandwagon and just misquoting things and misinterpreting things. If you guys want to have a go comment on it, just let me know and we'll pause it quickly.
Well, I think it is scientific because we don't have any evidence or anything to hint us that Earth is special in any way, aside from the book, of course.
Yeah, Sean Smith with a $5 super chat. Sean Smith says, the Earth cannot be special or unique in regards to physics. Otherwise, physics wouldn't work in reality. Thank you, Sean Smith. Is he correct in all of these things that he's saying, Stingray, or do you reserve your opinion for now?
No, it's just, I mean, like most flat earthers, they start out with a conclusion and they twist and inject things into a narrative to try and skew it towards that conclusion, which again is cult-like behavior. So it's just he's going to say anything. So, for instance, he starts off by saying that, naming Einstein and Stephen Hawking, that absolutely do not believe what he said. And then he goes on about the Copernican principle, which, again, is pretty irrelevant because he says there's no evidence. Well, actually, there is. It's just that every single flat earther instantly dismisses it because if they ever accept it, their belief crumbles. So, do we have evidence that the Earth is not the center of our solar system? Albeit at the moment, he's not arguing for anything other than a huge solar system where we're in the middle of it. Yeah, so the sun is still 90 odd millions of miles away. The moon is still 250,000 miles away. It's just that he thinks everything is around, going around a planet Earth, which is still a sphere at this point. So I'm not even sure he knows what he's arguing, to be honest.
You're looking out. Let's play a little bit more. I hope I adjusted my microphone. I hope it sounds a little better on YouTube, at least more even the sounds. I was lower than everybody else. So boom, here we go. Play.
admittedly, it's called the Copernican principle.
Well, like in terms of what NASA, like in recent times, like they claim that it's science now. Like they would probably claim that some of those quotes and ideas were maybe before they like fully, went to the moon and all. So I imagine there would be some way that they would say that it has been proven now. Of course.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. Like in the last 20 years, right? It's known across the board. Like, and then the axis of evil made it even worse, right? But it's openly known that it's just like a philosophical decision to choose the Copernican principle.
Yeah, it's all up to interpretation. I mean, in this server group of a small group of people like us, we're interpreting certain information that we read around from one side or another, and all the sides, globe, flat, whatever it is, triangle, square. We all interpret the information that we see in a certain way. The scientists and the people that give the information, that write the papers and propose all these ideas to the world, to the education system to teach, they interpret all the data in a different way, and that's where we are today. It's a fight that the people in Discord here, we're not gonna win, whether we are with them or against them. It's a good conversation to be had. It's all good.
We don't have to be with them or against them or anything. I'm just saying, I just know a lot of people don't know that. and actually like 99.9% of people.
I don't know this either. I'm listening this from what you're saying today.
Yeah, it's because of relativity, right? It's just like the theory of relativity. It's the current explanation for gravity. Like that's what the theory of relativity says.
In the big scale, in the universal scale, yes. Not on Earth, because on
Earth as well.
On Earth, mass attracts mass. See? Where is this you think you're gonna go? Shout out to everybody on YouTube. Hit that like if you haven't done so. Super chat or PayPal. Share the show. And we have Bogov, Shaik, Farmer's Boy just joined, and the Stingray in the house. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. Farmer's Boy, where do you think is gonna go when he say relativity? And I say, well, on Earth, mass attracts mass. Boom.
I can't remember which subsect of nonsense which it subscribes to on that score. He's obviously going to argue with you because reasons. But no, I so many ways that could go. I wouldn't like to predict it, to be honest. It's gonna whatever it is. It's going to be bollocks because everything he said so far is bollocks. So why change a winning formula?
And I understand there's no debate. There's no winning or losing here. I'm just kind of just adding a little bit wood. I'm just making him talk. I'm trying to learn where he's coming from I'm using this tactic of trying to make him talk with giving him a little bit of what I stand on.
Yeah.
But I'm not making the claims. I'm just telling him the way it is. Then he got to rebut and he got to refute that if he believes in something else. That's what I'm trying to do, Shout out to Meraki. Is that Witsit? Yes, it is. Hi, let's see. Let me go back 10 seconds. Here we go. In the big scale, in the universal scale, yes. Not on Earth, because on
Earth as well.
On Earth, mass attracts mass. So yes, still.
Okay, no. So Newtonian mechanics can be used terrestrially for things on the Earth, mathematically, for weights and downward acceleration.
Unobservable.
There is no. They don't coexist. It's either Newtonian.
It's one of the same.
Or if they're one and the same, then they wouldn't be different things, though.
They're not different things.
They're different, and Einstein himself said that Newtonian dynamics has multiple fundamental flaws. That's a quote from Einstein, writing with relativity.
It doesn't matter the quotes that he gave me. What matters is in reality what I can observe, measure, and take data and experiments with.
On the earthly scale, the math for Newtonian and Einsteinian are the same thing. The math is the same, right? But on the solar system and beyond, they're different. Like Newtonian doesn't work for the solar system. So there's only one. There can only be if you're claiming truth of reality, there can only be one reality. There's gravity. Okay, and that's called the theory of relativity. It's not that mass attracts mass. It's that mass displaces space and creates the bending and warping of that space-time fabric, and that creates a gravity well relative to the center of mass.
Yeah, and if you're doing an experiment on Earth or doing an observation, dropping the lighter, the classic dropping the lighter, I'm not going to do any bending of space-time. I'm going to measure the rate on which it falls, and the Newtonian gravity can explain that 100%. Then Einstein came in and he added a shitload more of information to this.
Yeah, because Newtonian didn't work. Okay, so Newtonian doesn't work on the solar system to show how the planets supposedly go around the sun. It doesn't work when using Newton's.
Farmers.
Newton only fails when you get on the much, much, much larger scale. It works perfectly fine for everything within our solar system. Thank you.
Yeah, didn't they find planet based on Newton formula?
Which was it? Was it Neptune that they? I think they'd observed the movement of Uranus and said, "Hang on a minute, that doesn't look right. we think there's another planet somewhere, and that was indeed Neptune.
They didn't
I mean,
say somewhere. They said we think there is a planet here.
yes, they predicted where it would be, and they found it there. I mean, if you can turn around and say that Newtonian physics doesn't work in the solar system, sorry, you're talking bollocks again. Oh, of course it's Witsit.
Let me play a little bit more. We're halfway there. Damn, halfway there. But it's all right. It's kind of, he's not here every day, so let's hear a little bit of his dirt going on. Recently, as recent as this happened last night, yesterday. Boom.
It's math.
And that is why I
Okay.
tell you the future is now. Every year that we progress, every year that we move on, we learn more, we gather more data, more information, we build more tools to do more fine measurements, and that's why things must be evolved and more information must be added. We cannot count on Newtonian on accounting for the orbits of other planets and other galaxies, and it's not going to work out because we're expanding our knowledge, so we need more and further explanations and science stuff, That's it. That's why
Okay.
the future is now. Every day, every year that we go by, we gather more information, and we need to build more in which already
Okay,
exists.
no one's disagreeing with you. Just keep on saying that. You keep on just appealing.
I spoke
to
for
this
30
idea.
seconds, man. I just spoke for 30 seconds. You gotta relax, man.
But do you think they're on the
I'm
right
saying you just
track?
keep.
When it comes to cosmology, do you think they're on the right track? When you're saying this cutting edge and all this, is that what you're thinking?
I think so. Yes.
So you're supporting like their cutting edge cosmology story, basically.
There is no other. There's nothing else. There's nothing else. That's what it is.
Okay, do you know what it is? Because I'm telling you what it is. And what it is the theory of relativity. Okay, and it says that the Earth spins, but you can't tell it could. It's the same as if the sky was spinning. And it says the Earth revolves around the sun, but you can't tell because if
Exactly.
you ever tried to measure that
From the ground.
Yes.
That's Einstein's word, right? The Einstein quote that you cannot do any terrestrial experiment that it can tell you if it's the Earth or the sky is moving. Stingray, what's up, man?
So he keeps saying that you can't tell that the sky is spinning or the Earth, and that's what he's quoting in his papers, and that is as dishonest as you can get. It's not the fucking sky. It's our solar system, not our sky, not clouds, not shit in the sky. It's distant planets and our solar system. And I still don't think he quite gets this.
But Witsit gets it. That was bad. Had to say. That's his name. He said Witsit gets it. Oh my, here we go. Yes, but today, because it's the future, now we can see from the outside, from a bird's eye view, from a God's view, what is going on. We can observe all of this.
Okay,
That's the beauty
but
of it.
even if you don't get it though, because even if you went to space, you would be in the relative reference frame of that space, viewing the Earth. Okay, so you wouldn't be able to tell about any movement.
Yes, you can. Yeah. Now you're saying things as if you were right.
Okay, so what movement do we prove in space?
Well, for any device or rocket or vehicle that is launched up there thousands of miles away, millions of miles away, they can lock into something, either a planet, Earth, or the sun. They can lock into the sun and they can see the movements of the Earth, the rotation of the Earth and the moon and all these orbits and stuff. Easy.
They would have to stay exactly still.
Is that a fact? Well, I just made that up. Farmers. Rocket, can it be launched thousands of miles, maybe millions of miles away, and lock as for observing certain body on the sky, a sun or a planet, and observe all the movements and the orbits and the rotations? Is that true? Just tell me if I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I just made that up, but I think
no,
the way I think
I'm
visual artists, yeah.
I'm sure technically it's possible. They never have, but to place something, to place something, say, out on the edge of our solar system and then watch everything. Yeah, it's going to take a bloody long time. B, it's going to be bloody boring. Because it's going to take an awful long time to actually see anything. Yes, technically you could, but practically, no.
Yeah, and it will be a waste of a lot of money to see
Yes.
what we already know.
Correct.
So why would anyone do it?
All right.
Space for long periods of time to do that.
They can look, observe, and lock into an object. It is easily done. It's been done.
They'd have
It
to
will
walk into
continue
the
to be done.
object and
Yes.
not move themselves for
Well,
long
and
periods of time, though,
when I say
because it takes a long time.
when I say it's been done, haven't we observed the rotation of the moon around the Earth? We're taking pictures and videos of it. Haven't we seen transits of other planets when look from other satellites and stuff in the sky? I've seen all of that, so that's what I mean. It's been done that you can observe the rotation, the orbits, the movements of things. Because I've seen a bunch of videos like this.
I mean, to me, someone correct me if I'm wrong, probably Chike or Blue, but isn't it a case that if we are in a geocentric existence, that we have no explainable physics for the motion of every body, astral body that we can see, but if we are in a if we're all orbiting around the sun, then physics, including Newtonian physics, just explains it.
Farmers?
Well, before physics, I think they couldn't find any pattern, let's say pattern or formula to tell where an object in the sun will be if it's geocentric. Then Kepler came and said, wait, if we put the sun in the center, then I can tell you three things. And he has his three laws of planetary motion, right? That's without knowing the cause, without knowing anything. He has three rules for planetary motions. And they couldn't do it if they put the Earth in the center.
No, nothing works. I mean, there is that little GIF somewhere that has the heliocentric and the geocentric models, and you have the sun at the center and all the planets going around it, and that's obviously the heliocentric model. And the other one, it has the planets doing all sorts of weird fucking things. If the Earth's in the center of it, it just doesn't work. It's not what we see.
Or rather, it is both are what we see out the farmers. It's just that one is just the motion of it is just unexplainable.
Well, yeah. Yeah, violates all the laws of physics that we know.
Yep. And I, at purpose, I'm making this more blurred so you cannot read if I send any direct message or something. All right, we're getting close. About 10 minutes to go. Let's finish it up.
Time for the movements to happen.
And that will be true if the objects were very close to each other or very small scale. But the in the big scale of the solar system and the world we live in, it is very easily done.
No, because it's so big is why it's not easily done. But anyway, so I think you know that we're not like the biggest fans of just blindly believing stories.
Neither do I, bro. I hate that.
From NASA, because NASA is like no unknown fraudulent source, and in fact, their own website says they use a geocentric coordinate system to launch all their quote unquote satellites and to predict all their eclipses.
Is that true, farmers? I never read that.
No, don't think so.
Well, yeah, I didn't even attempt to ask him for sources of anything because he wasn't going to give me anything. Go ahead, Stingray.
I could probably see the launching satellites one as being true, unless if you're only on about Earth orbit satellites where you don't have to deal with massive gravitation from some other bodies. But how we predict eclipses, that would be batshit crazy on an Earth centric system.
Yeah.
Shout out to Blue Marble Science, joined the festivities. Blue, you came in for the last 10 to 12 minutes of me having a little conversation with Witsit last night on Geo server. What's up?
Oh, I didn't hear that. I shall listen.
We are on it. We are on it. Maybe we'll do one or two more quick pauses and we'll wrap it up and we'll take it from there. So hit and play now. I'm doing the screen share thing, Blue. If you want to hear in real time, click on my screen share and
Yeah, I'm watching.
Here we go.
So NASA says that they have to use the Earth as geocentric to do anything. So I'm just trying to make a bigger point to you, which is if you think this cutting edge of science and their cosmology up to date is right, and it has to be, and there's nothing else, and that is what it is, quote unquote, then you should know what it is that you believe. That's all I'm interested in trying to do. I'm not trying to argue with you. I don't think you really know what it is.
Well, because I don't have the biggest amount of words to explain it, because I don't have the higher education, because I don't have these memorized or reading. It doesn't mean that I'm either right or wrong. It means that I just cannot give you the information that you're looking for. Welcome to the interwebs, man. Welcome to the educational system. Can help us with
having
that.
all the information could mean that you're wrong. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm curious. Would you not agree that before you believe in something, it would be best to know what it is that you're choosing to believe in?
Yes, I 100% agree. That's why I had to refuse the flat Earth and their cosmology and all related to Earth not being a globe. I had to reject all of that because there was no information given in that camp.
Okay, well, if there's no information given there, we know we have information given over here in the area in the camp where you currently reside, like what you believe right now. So my question was, prior to you choosing to believe that, isn't it always the best idea to know what it is you're choosing to believe in?
And I answered yes.
Oh,
And that's
okay.
why, because of the justified belief that I have, that all the data adds up, every single question, every single data, every single measurement, every single observation can be easily explained in the globe side, in the heliocentric side, in the universe being ginormous side. That's why I choose the globe side. It doesn't mean that because I cannot explain it to you or give you all the information you're looking for doesn't mean that it's wrong.
So because a lot of other people think that, that's why you believe it. But my question was not that. My question was, you would need to really fully know what it is to have a justified belief.
That is your category. That is the way that you do it. You cannot push that criteria into me.
Oh, I'm saying, how can it be justified belief if it wasn't justified?
It has been any detail. Now I can mention you a detail, and you're gonna give me an answer. I might not be able to give you an answer, but I have heard people giving the answer. It makes sense, and all the data points to it being correct.
Oh, well, if you've heard people giving the answer, then that means you do know what it is, then it's all good. I just don't think that's true. I think that you don't know that in 1933 they discovered that the galaxies only had 3% of the mass that they needed. And then they came up with the idea of dark matter to mathematically fix it as long ago as 33. And it's still the biggest problem in quote-unquote science today. Can't be explained. No one knows what it is.
He said 33 twice, very loud, as if it means something. I like my answer as for. That's why I rejected the flat Earth, because there was nothing that made sense in any of their explanations or details and the cosmology or nothing. That's why I go with the side that can be explained and got all the data and information to back it up. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Wait, like I guessed, it's Strowman from the beginning to the end. NASA says this. NASA, they never said anything like that.
No, when did I ever say that?
Bug off, what's up, man?
Can you hear me okay?
I hear you. I cannot say okay, but I hear you.
Witsit just wanted you to confirm that you believe it.
Oh yeah, I couldn't understand that, man. Microphone is crappy. Let's finish listening to this one. A few more minutes.
And even define it. And then they ended up having to add dark energy, which again, same thing. No one knows anything about it and what it is and exactly how it works. And then the universe was supposed to be expanding over 10 times faster than it is. Still no explanation for that. Actually, we have an axis of evil with the cosmic microwave background. They called it evil because it shows that the Earth, it's centered on the Earth. The background is centered on the Earth. Still no explanation for that.
You started going like 4 different things, but the first thing that you say was the one that resonated with me. I think that what's happening is X, Y, and Z. You say you think, and I accept that that's what you think. You know, you're the human. I appreciate it.
Well, no, I'm saying this is what you think. You think that the heliocentric
No. I'm sorry, I had to interrupt because you cannot say what I think. That's just wrong. It's just not right.
You said that, but you said that you think the heliocentric model is real and that you believe in it. And so, if you believe in the heliocentric model, I'm simply defining it properly and objectively.
From your perspective, from your interpretation
properly
of it.
And objectively, not my perspective, just objectively. Like it's not my idea. I don't believe in it.
You believe you're doing that? Okay, go for it, man.
Well, which part do you say I'm not? Because I don't believe in it. This is me just describing the belief. It's that we're off by 10 to the 120th power.
I can describe you your flat Earth, and you will probably disagree with me with everything I say. So you cannot not believe in something and be describing it to the people that believe in it. Because if you believe in that the Earth is not a globe, I'm going to tell you how you are a flat earther, how your cosmology works, and you will probably disagree with me. So let's not do this then, right?
Okay, let me just ask this: you don't believe in dark matter?
That has nothing to do with X or Y and Z. It's not going to change my way of living.
Well, the Earth can't be heliocentric model unless there is dark matter, though.
Well, do you believe in the ether? The Earth cannot be flat if there's no ether, right?
No, first of all, that's not true. Secondly, that's not even relevant at all.
Well, that's not true, not even relevant. The dark matter.
Deflecting, dude.
I'm giving you the same example.
With another question.
I'm giving you the same medicine that he's giving me.
But
Stop deflecting and answer his question.
Yeah, the whole world wasn't taught that the Earth is flat with an ether. The whole world was taught that the Earth spins, and you said you believe it's heliocentric and that's right. And all I'm saying is, in the heliocentric model in 2022, we know that there has to be dark matter.
Correct. The same way that I know in 2022 that flat earthers believe in ether, all of you. I mean, we're in the same boat, bro. If you give it to me, I'll give it back to you.
Oh, well,
that doesn't make sense. You didn't answer his question. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Hold on. This dude is being really disingenuous right now.
I'm keeping it real. I repeat.
I don't have to listen to this. I want you to change your attitude.
I don't know.
So I mean, I just coming in today.
Having a good interaction.
We're having a good interaction. Now you're telling me I gotta change my attitude, or else, right? I guess, or what?
No.
Because I want to tell you what's going on.
I think he thinks you're being disingenuous. Maybe is all he's saying. But let's just fall back on that,
bro.
I know. I was just trying to help. So I guess I'm sorry.
Why do you think they're getting triggered? Is it because I spoke about the flat Earth the same way that they're speaking about the globe?
It could be, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
they got really jumpy there.
Yeah.
quickly.
He was perfect, and he completely rejected it.
Blue, what do you think, man? There was a change of attitude there, right?
No.
I'm telling you, you may as well be trying to explain calculus to a bucket of fish bait.
Love it. All right, just a few more minutes. Let's wrap this. Well, go ahead, Blue. Go ahead, Blue. If you want to finish that, man.
No, what in the hell is Witsit on about? Trying to say that our solar system, our heliocentric model, somehow or the other depends on the existence of dark matter? What the fuck? No, it doesn't. Where does he get this shit from? That's just he's just making up straw man on top of straw man.
Oh man, it's good stuff. All right, let's get the last few minutes and see how these final thoughts will wrap this up.
I kind of like took over, and now we're having this. Maybe people don't want to hear this, but I'll just wrap it up then. But dude, here's the overall point, bro. It's very simple, okay? In 2022, if the Earth is spinning and revolving around the sun in a heliocentric model, and the space is a vacuum, people have gone there and all that, okay? There has to be dark matter and dark energy. We have to explain the expansion rate. It's way too fast. We have to show why it looks like the Earth is the center of everything, with even dispersion central to the Earth. And the Copernican principle seems to be in jeopardy. That is the literal modern state of the heliocentric model, and the geocentric model doesn't have any of those problems. So I don't know how you're going to shift over to saying, we're in the same boat, because we're literally not. Because we don't have that.
Can I hold on, Leslie? Can I do a wrap up then? A final thoughts. Thank you, Witsit, for having the back and forth with me. And I know you probably think I'm an asshole, a little aggressive, but it is what it is. Now, in 2022, flat earthers nowadays, they don't have a model. They believe in the ether. They don't believe in anything that the heliocentric model does. The synthetic approach is a must. If you have not gone there, tasted it, smelled it, and seen it, it doesn't exist. That's the flat earth for you in 2022. Thank you very much.
Oh, well,
cool. You're trying to tell me what
I think they like that.
That's not.
Ooh, sorry.
And we don't believe in what you believe in.
Sorry, but that's what Witsit just did. He did.
Hey, you came in here trying to tell me what I think. Like,
that's what Witsit just did with me. He recapped and he told me what I should believe.
You believe in this, you believe in that, and that's it.
That's what Witsit did exactly. He did a recap and he told me what I believe in. And I told now what he believes in.
But I just described the heliocentric model. You told us that you believed in it. I didn't
described the flat earth, man.
You.
I described the flat earth, man.
Well, no,
Jose, there is a bit of a difference. So, would you agree with this? Meaning that in the heliocentric model, it's pretty homogenous in general. Now, there is a lot of different thought within it. I'm not saying that there isn't, because there are different people that have different thoughts. Like,
I'm gonna go back 10 seconds. I'm gonna give you the most reasonable that I have heard Gio speaking in a while. Here we go. Let's hear Gio's thoughts right now.
Would you agree with this? Meaning that in the heliocentric model, it's pretty homogenous in general. Now, there is a lot of different thought within it. I'm not saying that there isn't, because there are different people that have different thoughts, like different groups and different astronomy, things like that. But the general belief of the Earth being a globe and the sun being 93 million miles away, the heliocentric, that general model, you would agree that that's pretty similar, like homogenous in terms of that. But when it comes to people,
I agree. Yeah.
But when it comes to people that are either questioning the globe or skeptic, or say the Earth is not a globe, or would say the Earth is stationary, planar, etc., like flat Earth type of concept, there really isn't one way to characterize that. Now, you could say that all those folks would say that the Earth doesn't have curvature and then it's not moving. But I mean, you said everyone would be on ether. That's not the case. There's a lot of people.
No, that's not the. Wasn't that nice for him to say? Now I'm gonna tell him what I think about that. And I think this will summarize my feelings for this whole thing. Yeah, that was a little bit of the bandwagon fallacy that I threw everybody there. I was pointing out Witsit specifically, yeah, not all the flat earthers, yeah, and that's the key. Most of the flat earthers, they don't agree with each other. None of them, they don't have a linear path. There's nowhere to go. There's branches, thousands of branches everywhere. When the globe is a linear path, with a little bit of deviation. But if I want to choose a path to go through, I'm going to go to the direct path, which is going to take me from point A to point B. I'm not going to go through in a road in a vehicle that is going to take me 1,000 different paths.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that. I mean, I hear where you're coming from with that. So yeah, you'd rather go with one that's already claims to be worked out rather than, because yeah, I agree. I mean, if in today's day and age, if you are coming to the conclusion that the Earth isn't a globe, in a sense, you are on your own. I mean, there's definitely community, there's others, and in one way, you're not, because yes, there's a lot going on in terms of the minds of all of us in a lot of that sense. But in another sense, you do have to pave your own way forward in a sense, and you have to kind of build your reality, from the default baseline rather than the given system.
Yeah. And I'm looking for it. I'm looking for alternatives. I'm looking for a path, because when I left the flat Earth and I'm going back to the globe, it just works. There's a model, everything can be explained. While I'm still looking for the alternative, I'm still looking for answers for the flat Earth. I'm still want to learn what it is. If I wasn't interested, I wouldn't be in here today. So I'm a flat Earth skeptic. I'm not a glober. I'm not a debunker. I don't do debunking of the videos. I don't do none of this. I don't have to learn all the science and the words and the math equations. I don't do math. I'm an illiterate, and I'm saying it. I say it as a joke, but I am. I'm just a normal dude learning as I go, right? Now, I am looking for an alternative, because an alternative doesn't exist. I have to choose what already works today.
What do you mean by alternative reality, G?
And that's about it. Another person joined, which I cannot deal with, so I decided to leave the call. I thanks everybody for you guys' patience. I want to read before I open the panel for everybody. PayPal hit comment. We got $20 on PayPal by Truth Nerds. Thank you so much for your support, brother. I appreciate it a lot, man. And he's got a good comment in here that I want to read. And I quote, Truth Nerd says, Witsit being dishonest and ignorant is nothing new, but the fact that the smart people on the panel today couldn't refuse his core claim of what Einstein say is disappointing. This nonsensical flat earther claims about it are not new. What nonsensical flat earther claims about it are not new. In Einstein's opinion, there are no optical experiment to determine whether the Earth is orbiting the sun. He was talking about an enclosed experiment like Michelson Morley, not outside observation, that shows clear evidence of Earth orbiting the sun, in particular, stellar parallax and stellar aberration. Also, Earth rotation is absolute and measurable in relative theory, referred to Sagnat effect. Thanks, Bob. That part was simply a lie. Unquote. Thank you very much, Truth Nurse. Very coherent and informative comment over here. That was Witsit versus JG. Discussion on Geo's Discord server happened last night. You can find a link to the Geo server on the description box. Actually, you can find a link to the YouTube channel, Earth Awakenings, and through there, you can find a link to their server. Shout out to Gio for letting me use this clip that I took last night. Boom. Thoughts, guys?
Hashtag you got to lie to flirt.
Uh-oh. Was that Bogov trying to speak? Yeah, that's no good, Bogov. I think the recap, Flat Earth don't have a model. Flat Earth goes everywhere. They don't have an explanation. They got through all kinds of different paths and they got all kinds of, they cannot explain something coherent and directly. No, they don't agree with each other. So, and then there's that camp that I can choose to not know anything, or there's the camp that there's all the evidence data points to one thing: Earth being a globe and heliocentric model. I mean, it's an easy choice. Who wants to disagree with me? Who think that the other choice is better? Don't having a model, don't having explanation for anything, or not where to go.
Well, I guess it makes life easy, doesn't it? I mean, just go with the shit happens and God done it excuse. And
I think
that's all
one
you
of
gotta
the
know.
I think one of the issues with people don't there's kind of two steps to not having explanatory power and not having a model, because you get the brush away kind of we don't live on a model kind of thing, and that's not the point of a model or explanatory power. Explanatory power and understanding allows you to build models. That in itself is irrelevant. The fact is you can use those models then to predict usefully to the betterment of society and science. And it's those predictions that are the important things. So even if flat Earth didn't have a model, if by being flat there was some predictive power, just a single step, that you wouldn't even have to call it a model, whereby you could predict something and it is accurate and you can show that it works. And that would be something. They have got no predictive power, whereas the heliocentric globe model has, an infinite amount of predictive power that's never wrong.
Very well said. Models are fake. Still trying to reinvent the wheel, Jose? Still trying to reinvent the wheel, Jose. I don't know if that's a question or a statement. Jean says.
Don't know.
Oh, that's what they're doing. Flat earthers are trying to reinvent the wheel. Maybe they can guys use hovercrafts, like just figure out this technology from like the Marty McFly, the Back to the Future flying things. I mean, that's reinventing the wheel pretty much. I don't need to use a wheel anymore if I can fly. I can put all that flying technology in my shoe, in cars, bicycles, in everything, and then we gotta just go around the whole world and throw everything away related to the wheel because in their from their perspective, when one thing doesn't work and it has evolved and it works better, then the other one is just doesn't work anymore. Refer to Newtonian versus Einsteinian gravity. If they think that Newtonian gravity is no good because Einsteinian super quote unquote superseded it, that means that Newtonian is not good anymore. Well, if you reinvent the wheels and you make something, you make them fly now, we don't need a wheel. You're gonna have to throw every single vehicle away that uses wheels. Boom. Thinking about it, that makes sense. Yeah.
Well, that's a good point, Jose.
The thing is there another analogy, Blue, that we can use, but that's what they're saying, right? Because they think something they evolved something and they made it better and more elaborated than the previous thing doesn't work. That's from their perspective, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's without question a lot of things when you get into the field of cosmology, for instance. There are a hell of a lot of things that are unexplained at the moment. Things that disturb everybody, right? I mean, one of two things is wrong. Either there's something fundamentally wrong with our understanding of gravity, or there's some other explanation like matter out there that we just can't see or detect. We don't know what it's made of, and we don't at the moment have a way of finding it. That's dark matter. Unfortunately for them, either Newtonian mostly, and if you really want some precision for looking at things like precession of the orbits of planets, then you need to move into relativity. But the rest of the time, inside our galaxy at least, these theories that we know of work perfectly. They describe what we see exactly. We use them with a high degree of confidence in their ability to predict what's going to happen tomorrow or a year from now or a century from now, for that matter. So, are there more things to know? Hell yeah, absolutely. And maybe the day comes where somebody has the breakthrough and says, okay, it's all bullshit. Here's what's really going on. And we got a brand new theory for the way gravity works. But at the moment, what we've got describes it perfectly until you get to that galactic scale. And you see a few galaxies that are revolving faster than they ought to.
Do you not find it interesting, though, Blue, that flat earthers have to attack the scientific understanding and rationalization of dark matter and galactic observations, whereas we can just say, predict where the sun's going to rise and set and tell us
Yeah,
how.
they skip right over that part, don't they? Solar system, or in our galaxy for that matter. They've got to take it to those limits to a point where even we say, yeah, something's going on. Something's happening that we can't put our finger on. We can't think of a way. We've not been able to find a way to disprove what Einstein said. And we can't find any reason not to use Newtonian physics on a day-to-day basis for 99.9% of everything we do. They think that they think they've got something by going out into the can't hear you, Bog Off.
Yeah, that's really, really bad, Bogoff, man. Not even words, just background noise.
Yeah, I find that rather strange, Stingray.
Just carry on, Blue, man, to finish it there. That's interesting what you're saying.
Well, you know, you got a perfect example of the sort of shit that goes on with that little meme that Apex put there in the chat a while ago. That shows you the links you got to go to try to think that geocentrism would be correct. Our heliocentric model is quite nice. The planets just revolve around a big, massive thing. You want to say it's geocentric, then you got to get all those bodies to do loop-de-loops and all kinds of crazy shit, orbit around things that aren't there in order to match the observations you make. Does that make any sense? No.
No, not at all.
Good God.
Isn't it interesting, Blue, that I was told by Witsit, do you know, chickling, and we got a little bell and a little light bulb. He told me, Jose, did you know that all of the astrophysicists and astronomists of the world, the biggest scientists that exist today, blah, 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 blah. He gave me this story. And then he goes like, well, do you know who Stephen Hawking is? Do you know who Einstein is? He mentioned those two off the gate. And then I go back and they mention like, what the fuck is that? So he's going to tell me that all the astronomists and astrophysicists and astronomists, and he mentioned to me first Stephen Hawking and Einstein. What do you think about that?
They've been working lately off of a video, and I can't remember the name of it now. Because SE Montreal and Witsit posted a thing the other day. I'll find it and see. It's an hour and a half long.
Oh, so it's a new meme type of thing that they've been parodying each other. I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. It's actually a religious deal more than anything. And they've taken sound bites from all kinds of current day astrophysicists.
Damn it, I wish I knew this before I just say like, so what, it is what it is.
Yeah, they've just kludged a bunch of stuff together and tried to make those guys say things they didn't say. All taken out of context.
Oh, okay. Is it that documentary about the I don't know, universe being flat or whatever? That
Yeah.
famous documentary thing? Okay.
Yeah, it's that old documentary thing. It's been around for a while.
Right. I gotta revisit that and listen to it because I know the way I saw it long time ago, maybe when I was still a flat earther then. And I saw it, I said like, yeah, this is just clipped together, just put together with a bunch of different people saying different quotes, and they made it as a linear story, but they just grabbed from a bunch of different conversations and answers to different questions, and they just cherry pick what they thought made sense for their paradigm to fit somehow their narrative, in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what they did. Nothing unusual about that. It's what they always do.
Well, Jose, do you think when you started this off, you'd be using sentences like narrative and paradigm as you started to learn English?
Oh hell, fucking no! I don't even know how to say some of these words in Spanish, man. I just use them in English, and I know they go there. I know those words go there. It's like a seasoning. If I gotta cook something and I need a special seasoning, I say, I don't know the taste specific, but I know if I don't put this season, it doesn't taste good. So I gotta put this season. It's certain words that I use in English. I don't know. I never spoken those words in Spanish, but I know they go there.
In Britain, we have a cunning way you can turn any word into Italian by sitting an O on the end.
Right. Yeah, there's a way to do that in Spanish. We did that in English. We spoke English when we were kids. We got to put Asian at the end. Asian. So yo voy in the last word. I'm going home. Yo voy para casa. That's in Spanish, but in English is yo voy para casation. Mi perro, my dog, mi perration. Mi carro, my car, my carration. That was English for putting Asian at the end of the word. Oh man, yeah. Good times, man. Good times.
I'm doing something horrible to flat earthers at the moment, Jose.
What
I need to
done,
confess.
what have you done? Go ahead.
Well,
First of all, welcome to the globe called Dross.
Well, no, that's it. I've actually rejected being a glober. I'm no longer a glober. I no longer defend gravity. I no longer try and define what the scientific method is. What I am is a flat Earth skeptic looking for a real flat earther.
Are you telling me that you're not accepting my invitation to the globe call?
I can't. I'm no longer a glober. I am a flat Earth skeptic. Evidently, you can only have one label at a time, so that's the label I have chosen.
I cannot accept rejection. Big Blue, welcome to the globe cult.
Thank you, and I'm glad to be here.
Thank you very much. Satisfied now. You can continue, bro.
I freely admit being a globe believer.
Well, I've decided that if I don't have to be a globe believer, then I don't have to defend it. And if I'm a flat Earth skeptic, that means I'm looking for a flat earther who's prepared to provide actual evidence in support of the positive claim of a flat Earth.
Hey guys, I'm gonna leave you for about 10 minutes. There's a thing over here in the office, in the main office, and I'm gonna go see what I can grab on. So I'll be back in like 10 minutes. Have the floor. Enjoy, guys.
That bloody Jose.
Yeah, we could do that, I guess.
I like that position, Dross. I really do. I think it's brilliant. And as of right now, I reject the globe and all its explanatory and predictive powers.
Yeah, because now all we're doing is we're questioning the flat Earth. We're not questioning the globe.
Yeah, that works.
So every time, and I've said, well, but you gravity, and I said, I'm not here to defend gravity. I'm not asserting gravity. I'm skeptical of the flat Earth, and I've yet to see anybody to provide me any sort of evidence to reduce the level of skepticism I have. It's really fucking evil.
Yeah, but it's fun.
Oh yeah,
great fun.
I've already had a few people run through that and then get really, really frustrated, then run away.
What I don't understand that if you believe in the globe, what do you think you need to defend it? It defends itself pretty good. Don't need defense.
Well, that's only because you personally haven't gone out and measured the entire planet with a tape measure, Charky.
I don't feel I need to.
I know, but I don't care about your feelings.
I don't care what you care about.
That's because obviously you just have a religious belief in the globe and not an actual belief. So this is what they do all the time, this type of shit.
Yep.
So by not actually
have
even
evidence.
bothering to defend the globe at all.
I don't need to defend. I have pictures. That
Yeah, CGI ones you didn't take yourself.
No, it's CGI, no.
Were you there when it was taken?
God forbid.
You know, I mean,
No,
it's just
I wasn't.
a rabbit hole of shit. I'm bored of it.
Yeah.
So I refuse to enter the
Still, I
rabbit
need
hole
to
of the
defend
globe.
it. And I still don't feel I need to defend anything.
Ah, but they do, you see. And because you're making an assertion, therefore they'll use you have the burden of
I'm
proof.
not making no assertion. I have an image and I want you to explain it on flat earth. That's simple. Once you do it, I'll believe in flat earth. Don't make sense to me on flat earth. On the globe it does.
That's because you're indoctrinated. Yeah, so yeah, I'm just not even bothering to get into those conversations, and I'm just purely going down. You know, I had someone said, "But the Earth measures it flat," and I said, "Well, can you show me the measurements? Can you tell me the tools that were used and the methodology to use those tools?"
Yeah, how can I make those measurements?
Run away!
Yeah, show me how they were made, so I can duplicate those measurements.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I need. Just show me how to do it.
Yep. So I've changed my name on a lot of servers now to Flat Earth Skeptic, the Flat Earth Skeptic, and I've formed a society, and it's called the Flat Earth Skeptical Society, or FES, and our slogan is Flat Earth, it's time to fess up.
Is there going to be a leafleting campaign?
Sorry, fess up is a sort of English slang to say you got to produce the goods.
Yeah, I like it.
So it's like a shortening of confess,
Hmm.
is where the etymology comes from. So Chronic has become a member of FES and fully supports my endeavour. I am seeking other like-minded individuals because I think the more people that actually do this, it's going to actually force them to produce evidence or look really idiotic. Well, more idiotic than normal.
Yeah, I've been busy trying to get the ones that say they're not flat earthers because the earth has terrain.
Oh.
I've been trying to get those guys to decide what it is they do believe.
Obviously, I have three categories, which is, you know, you either know the shape of the Earth, you don't know the shape of the Earth, or you don't understand the shape of the Earth.
Yeah, they make contradictory claims, though. They claim they don't know what the shape of the Earth is, but they claim the Earth is flat. It isn't flat because it has terrain. But when you ask,
it's not a globe.
Then you ask them, "Are the oceans flat? Is that a plane? Are the oceans, is mean sea level a big infinite plane?" And they won't answer. They don't know how to answer.
Well, evidently there are ways so it can't be flat.
Yeah, but we're talking about mean sea level, not
So
waves.
mean sea level, we can extend to the terrain also.
Yeah, mean sea level. Is that flat or
Yes,
not?
the oceans are flat.
Okay.
It is a giant flat plane.
Okay. So can you tell me how I can measure that, please?
Sorry, I'm backing up. I have to pay attention. You just instead of curvature math that you guys invented to replace compressed perspective, somebody just got to come up with the math for compressed perspective, and it'll be the same.
Well, no, the problem I've got, Gary, is I'm not a glober.
You always have a problem.
I'm a flat Earth skeptic.
Yeah, okay. I'm not playing your little game.
Really? It's not a game.
Yeah,
I'm serious.
I'm talking to Blue right now.
Well, you had
your field of view perspective compression is what you guys call curvature. And when your curvature still doesn't match up, you add refraction.
No, I'm not looking for.
Gary, what you say, Gary, is that there is a compressed refraction which you don't have the formula. You wait for
I didn't say anything
else.
about compressed refraction.
Compressed perspective, which you don't have that formula to. You wait for someone who will find the formula to, and you want us to do it, actually.
I don't understand.
Not going to happen. Well, what is your compressed refraction perspective? Can you explain it?
It's where you have foreshortened angles. Anything that's not
I understand.
angle
Do you have a formula?
Can you let him fucking reply? Sorry, Gary. Please go on.
Gary, I'm looking for a method to measure it, not make pictures of it, not involving optics or any of that stuff. I'm looking for a method to make scientific measurements of the Earth we live on to show that it's flat. How do I do that?
Yeah, because what you think is where the curvature starts, right? Horizon, right? That's just where that foreshortened angles are. You can't. The angles are too narrow over the surface to see anything past that on the surface.
All right.
So now you just take the bottom of something that's touching that surface, and it just keeps moving past that zone, and it's just a little slice at a time taking off there because the whole thing is becoming smaller. The ship moving away is the whole thing is becoming smaller, but slice by slice at the bottom, it enter a zone where you just can't put it anywhere. Your eyes can't resolve it. There's no pixel space or whatever you want to call it.
That question, though, Gary.
Okay.
That's center frame.
Measure it.
But you're back to optics again, Gary.
Somebody else will figure it out. I'm not a mathematician, but you know that foreshortened angles will make things look like a line.
Why won't you let me have something to say, Gary? I'm not.
Somebody just yelled at me, and I responded back to them. Blue.
I'm not.
You yelled at the other guy. He interrupted the conversation.
I want you to tell me what instruments I need to acquire and what tests I need to run to show that this thing is flat. How do I do that, Gary?
What can you show that it's
want observation. I don't want to look.
You're just doing an optical measurement.
Bullshit.
That's all you're doing.
Talking, if you don't mind.
Then you imagine a curve afterwards because it doesn't match what you think it should be on a platter.
You tell me how to make measurements, Gary. How do I make a measurement that will show me the Earth is flat? How do I do
Well, I don't know. I don't do that kind of stuff. I just know what happens when you have
then you're
angles
fucking worthless.
Blue. I can explain that part. I've demonstrated it in numerous videos. I've drawn out diagrams to show how it works. It's very simple. It's like when you get if you're over the surface at the distance, if you're just standing on the shore, your angle's going to foreshorten to the surface to the point where you can't resolve separate waves anymore, and it just appears as a line. And that's just, it's not a physical place. It's just an optical limit. And that you guys think that's where things start to disappear at the bottom first because of curvature.
Nothing out of you except nonsense.
No, I've demonstrated numerous videos. I can do literally every day if I want. I can make another foreshortened video to show how things look like a line when you foreshorten the angle to the surface.
But wouldn't you say that the way that we would actually determine whether it's flat or not is through measurement?
Yeah, you can't. You're not going to determine whether it's flat or curved. You think it's curved. I think it's flat, and I'm not making any claim. And you guys imagine it's curved.
I've officially announced
and you created a math for it to fit your thing.
I'm not using any of that
this
math.
much disappears on the bottom of the building, so it must be curvature. But you never actually looked into compressed perspective and just the limits at center frame of your field of view. If you're low to the ground, it's close. If you're high, it's far.
I'm just asking a very, very simple question. That surely to determine the facts of the matter, because you're right. Optics is a bit dodge. That we got stuff going on in the atmosphere, all the rest of it. But what I'm saying is, how can we actually determine through actual measurements that the Earth is flat?
You can't do it through your actual measurements to determine your Earth is a ball. You have to pretend curvature. Add that into your
I'm
lens.
not talking about the ball. I'm talking about the flat.
Okay, I'm talking about your ball, and I'm showing you how it works on a flat surface. Just
not my
the same.
ball. I'm not a glober
and
anymore.
I've shown how bottoms of both simply become unresolvable, and they blend in with the surface at the horizon by the Rayleigh criterion. When they surpass it, when they go past the angle limit.
So again, I'm just going back to the question. So you don't have any actual measurements to show that the Earth is flat?
I don't measure things. I'm just telling you what angles do because you can see it physically with your eyes.
You're making a claim.
Well, you can literally see what foreshortening does to a surface. When you're angled to the surface, just look at the road ahead of you when you're driving down the road. How far can you see the center line on the road?
I see that there is no difference between you assuming no curve and a glober assuming there is a curve.
Okay, well, you assume the curve. I'm assuming it's flat.
I don't assume the curve.
And everything, and it's also linear. It works linear on a flat surface. That's why that bubble level sextant proves the Earth is flat, because if you create a new flat plane with the bubble sextant level, every time you go up in elevation, that keeps the perspective the same. So no matter if you do it at sea level, 1,000 feet, 2,000 feet, 3,000 feet, 4,000 feet, if you're using the bubble sextant level, you're going to get the same angle to the sun or to a star.
But what I'm saying is, if the Earth is very big, how accurate would that bubble sextant level need to be to show a differential?
The whole point is it's creating a new flat plane every time you go up in elevation.
Yeah.
And the angle from the sun or the star is to that flat plane created by the sextant level.
Yeah.
Gary, quick question.
And that's why it'll always be the same at every elevation.
Gary, what if we went up to the same level as the sun with the bubble sextant?
You're not going to go up to the level of the sun. I'm sorry. Don't ask stupid questions. You've already blown it with your diagram that you got proven wrong.
Sun is 4,000 miles, and I go up 4,000 miles. What angle is it going to be?
4,000 miles. The point is, you have
Can you answer the question?
Elevation angle with a bubble sextant level proves the flat plane because it creates a flat baseline every time you go up an elevation. Anywhere you move it, up or down, it creates a flat baseline, and the angle to the sun will be the same at any point up the. If you go up the mountain 10,000 feet or at the sea level.
Okay, so if I went up 4,000. Okay, so if I went up 4,000 miles, right, with the bubble sextant, and the sun is 4,000 miles, what angle is it going to be?
Okay, I don't know.
Just take a
What I do
guess.
know is I was correct on the bubble sextant level, and if you take it and create a flat plane at any elevation, you're going to get the same elevation angle to that plane you create.
You really think
regular horizon if you're on the ground?
Gary, do you really think that if I took a bubble level up to 4,000 miles, the same height of the sun,
you just went up there and you tell me what happens. I'll listen to you.
It's still going to be a positive angle.
Up to 4,000 miles, but we do know that if you go up a 10,000 foot mountain, it will have the same elevation angle to the sun or to a star as it did on the ground.
Yeah, that's not going to make much of a difference.
So the question
It's going to be different. It's going to be the same.
It's surely to know whether that's valid or not. You need to have some sort of idea of how far away the object is.
Bob came on the other day and said it was valid. It was correct.
Yeah, no.
Can I address that? Just, I'm sorry. Let me address that, please, because I went back and I listened to that, and he agreed with you, right? But you failed to listen to the rest of the conversation.
You're going to say that he said, because it was a close sun. But it doesn't matter. The closest of the sun compared to the closest of the star.
He didn't agree
same
with
with
you.
the Earth. That's why you get
He
the
didn't
same
agree
thing
with
with
you.
Polaris or the sun. You can take the same sextant angles with either one. You get the same results.
He didn't agree with you. He only
Sure he
agreed
did.
with you if the sun was close.
He agreed that the perspective
No, I'm
angle
sorry.
you take, the elevation to the sun or the star that you're measuring, in relation
If
to
the
the
sun was
horizon would be the
really
same
far
using the
away,
bubble
Gary.
sextant level, no matter what elevation you are. That's what he said.
Only if the sun was really far away.
No, that's besides the point.
Go
The
back
fact
and
is,
listen to it.
the fact is,
Go
I
back and
said
listen
it would
to it,
stay the
Gary.
same. You guys all disagreed. You got
Go
proved
back
wrong.
and listen to it, Gary. Go
You
back
had to
and
eat
listen
the
to what he
dog
said.
poop.
Go back and listen to what he said.
I know what he said.
Okay, go back and listen to it.
He
Because I
said
did.
he agreed with me. The angle would not change.
He
The
agreed
elevation
with
angle
you
would
if
remain the
the
same.
sun was if the sun was really far away. That's what he said.
No, it doesn't matter. If you can forget that
That's what he said.
What? Doesn't matter.
Well, that's what he said.
The fact is, the elevation angle would remain the same with the bubble sextant level at any elevation you take it.
So stop
Ground
saying
level for 10,000 feet,
so,
it's the same
so
angle.
stop
That's why you can
saying
use it for
that
navigation. It's a simple perspective angle.
Can you sort your mic out, Gary? Because it's really, really horrible.
Big shout out. I'm back.
I got Bluetooth in my ear. That's all I got. I'm on my phone.
Every time I try and speak, he wants to speak too. So go back and listen to what Bob actually said, Gary, because he only agreed with you if the sun was really far away.
I just got back, and I need to say,
no, he just threw that in as an extra thing. The point is, he said the angles would stay the same, just like I said.
If the sun was really far away. If the sun, only if the sun was really far away, Gary.
Gary, stop over talking everybody, please.
An angle to the flat plane created.
Oh, yeah, you were trying to say
navigation.
Fine. All right, 10 seconds. I get back. Thank you guys for keeping the discussion going. I'm happy for that. A shout out to everybody. There was 50 plus people a minute ago. Thank you everybody for watching. We are in the Discord server, Daily Boom. Everybody is welcome to click and join the discussion. And Gary, you need a new potato, says Sean Smith. It's been a troll, a responsible troll for 5 months, man. Is your life potatoes? Boom. I hate Bluetooths. They distort.
Potato salad just now.
But Bluetooth distorts. I tried Bluetooth and it never works, man. Are you in a phone? Aren't you able to talk in the phone without any Bluetooth?
I won't be able to hear my phone. There's too much noise around me.
All right. Okay.
Again, I mean, I think for you to make that claim, Gary, you need to have some idea of how distant the sun is. Because if you don't know how distant the sun is, then you don't know how accurate you'd need to be able to see a differential when you're taking an angular measurement. Surely that matters.
Yeah, because you can use the same angles for Polaris or the sun. It works the same for either one. One is supposedly 93 million miles, and the other one is at least 323 to 434 light years away. Light years away.
So really far away is a good description.
The distances don't matter. It's a point of light in the sky. We're just taking elevation angles to the light we see.
Yeah, but if the sun was, instead of 93 million miles, which is what you're postulating there in your example, but it was, say, an elevation of 3,000 miles, then that would make quite a bit of difference in an angle as you change altitude, wouldn't it?
Whatever it is, we don't know. You don't know, and I don't know. I have my guess. You have your guess. Fact is, if it was a lot closer, we take a measurement to it. The measurement, the elevation angles you use for Polaris or the sun work equally for latitudes, for your 60 miles per degree, or your 69, whichever one you're using. It works off of that, either the sun or Polaris, and they're completely different distances away according to you guys. Now, according to me, they're the same. They're the same height above the Earth, so which makes more sense. Why they would both work.
So every star is the same height above the Earth? Is that what your claim is?
No, I'm talking about Polaris right now. I'm talking about Polaris and the sun. You can get latitude angles from either one. The elevation angles work the same for either one. You get the same angles. You get the same amount of miles per degree with either one using the measurement to them. You could use a bubble sextant level, or you could use just the ground, whatever you want to use. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but if both objects are, if we get to a point where the accuracy of our instrument is not able to tell the differential of the angle that we're measuring because it's so small, that wouldn't matter if that object was, say, 90 million miles away or 900 million miles away if we can't measure the differential at the 90 million miles away.
So you're kind of agreeing with me. They're just points of light in the sky that we see, and we can take measurements too, and they work equally.
Yeah,
I'm saying that they're both equal height, which makes me sound more right than you guys.
It doesn't make any difference.
If it's a lot closer, that angle is going to vary vastly.
If one is 434 light years away and one's only 93 million miles away, that should make a difference, right?
Yeah,
but you get the same elevation angles either way or navigation
It's
the
going to be a
same.
difference, but it's not going to be a measurable difference.
Because of the
You're
instrument.
not going to be able to measure it.
Yeah. So if the tolerance of your instrument is accurate to say 1 arc minute, let's just say that's the accuracy of your sextant. But the distance away requires you to have an instrument of 0.001 of an arc second at 90 millimiles, then you're not going to be able to tell the difference between the 90 millimiles and 900 millimiles because that would be even a smaller differential.
Right.
You wouldn't be a smaller differential yet if they were both the same height above the Earth.
There'd be the same differential, but if that differential is too small to measure with the instrument, then you wouldn't know either way just from using a sextant.
Or if
Gary, think about this.
Perfectly every time.
Gary, think about this, right? You're looking at a building that's, I don't know, 10 miles away, right? And you take a step to the left. Are you going to be able to measure that difference in parallax difference? The difference in angle?
Yeah, that's got nothing to do with what we're talking about.
No, it has everything to do with it.
No. And yes, you would
It has
notice the
everything to
difference.
do with
If you took a picture from each spot, you would notice the difference.
If you took one step to the left, do you think you notice a difference in angle from that building?
Hey, I got to mute for a minute. There's a tractor coming by. You guys just hear a tractor. I'll listen.
Hey. Shout out to everybody watching on YouTube land. I recruited one person in the office over there in the front of the office. They're doing a Medicare type of thing for medic, something, right? And they were giving some supplies and some stuff. And I talked to the guy. I said, hey, if you wanna listen to something entertaining, go check out the Jose JG on YouTube. And I gave him a 10-second what goes down here, and he grabbed his phone and I walk away. I don't know if you're listening, bro, but if you're listening, say something in the YouTube chat. welcome to the show and the festivities. Gotta recruit people to my channel. We got a bunch of people here. Blue Marble, Bogoff, Shaik, Earth is Life, Farmer's Boy, Gary Waibenga, Sean Smith, Thurs, and the Stingray. If anybody want to join the voice chat festivities, join us in the Discord server, Daily Boom. You can find a link in the description box. Make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss a beat when we are on. We can go on at any time. Shout out to Trillian. He like turtles.
Well, the point you were talking about, B-Ball, if the sun was 4,000 miles up, right, and you were 4,000 miles away from it, you'd be seeing it at a 45-degree angle. But if you were in an airplane, 40,000 feet up, 8 miles up, you won't see it at 45 degrees anymore. You're going to see it at 44 points. I worked the numbers out a minute ago. The difference is about 3.5 arc minutes.
Right.
So from the get-go, if you didn't correct for that, and we know you don't have to, but if the sun was that close, you would have to make that correction, or you would every time be something like 3.5 miles off your fix. This only works because shit is really far away.
Big and quick shout out to Mr. Quick and big shout out to Mr. Victory's Radio. He's been a smart and responsible troll for a long time. And he's sending a message for all of us. The message says, boop. Shout out to Mr. Victory's Radio. I needed to say that. That was very important to me.
Right, Blue. I think that's the thing that Gary is either ignoring or he just really doesn't understand.
Well, he can't do the math, so he doesn't understand it, so it must not exist.
Right.
But that's the fact. I mean, you don't make any corrections to a bubble sextant. You don't need to, because the celestial bodies we're looking at are, as far as for all practical purposes, an infinite distance away from you. Light's coming into to us parallel to every point on the earth and to every point above the earth. So there's no correction required. But if the sun were close and local, you damn well would have to be making corrections depending on your altitude. An aircraft flying at 40,000 feet would not be able to use a bubble sextant without making a correction for that damned altitude.
Gary, Mr. Victory's Radio sent you a message. He says, boop. What you got to say about that, man? Very massive, huge, boop. Bro.
And I like how he tries to use Bob. Because Bob at one point said he agreed with him. And I went back and listened to that, and the only reason why Bob agreed with him was because he was mentioning that that would only happen if the sun was really far away.
Right.
There's a question to be asked by Turs B with a £2 super chat. Shout out to Turs B. Flurfs don't know the height of the sun on Earth? Question for the panel over here.
Well, clearly not. Gary seems to think it's only 4,000 miles away.
Hell, they can't. They don't even know what it is, right?
That's true. Oh, yeah. Oh, we don't know. It's just a luminary. It's just a light in the sky.
We don't know what it is. We don't know what it's made of. We don't know how it manufactures light. We don't know how far away it is.
They don't know much, do they?
But let me tell you what it's not.
Exactly. Yeah, but we know what it isn't. Really? Okay.
Not what you guys say it is.
Yeah, you don't know what it is, but you know what it isn't. How does that work?
Right. So I took that picture of the runways and I put it over in the Oakley server, and this is what they did to it. This is what someone did to it. It's in the chat.
Oh dear, that's
it is sharing for the audience. It is sharing for the YouTube universe.
How come those lines just cut off at the horizon like that? That's not how it works.
And that's exactly what I said. Why didn't you finish the lines? And the guy said he said, yeah, I'm a lifelong artist.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, bullshit artist.
Yeah, piss artist, yeah. Are you sure about that?
The infamous vanishing line.
It's
okie dokie.
But why do things start to vanish at the horizon? Because it's a line and that's what they have to do?
They just can't understand the fact that if it was flat, then those lines would meet at the horizon.
Maybe that's the edge of their personal bubble.
Maybe. Hey, you know what? Maybe. Don't give him any ideas, though, because then we'll start hearing that as a rebuttal.
None of you are taking magic into consideration.
So what do they say about the continuation of these green lines converging in a point way above the horizon vanishing line?
What did he say? I forgot. For some reason, I guess he just thought that's where the lines are supposed to end. Then he sent me.
Not draw those lines on a 2D picture. You basically drew vertical lines up.
Look, someone posted. Look, this is what he sent me
You're not
first.
drawing those lines to the depth of center frame. You're a flat piece of paper that's 2-dimensional, and your lines are vertical lines.
Okay.
Whatever.
But this is what. Hold on. Then he sent me this right here. This is the most recent one. He sent me that. So all the lines are meeting at the horizon, right? When you're standing on the horizon.
Oh.
I'm sorry, when you're standing on the ground. And even then, if you zoomed in, they wouldn't really meet at the horizon. They would meet slightly above.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you drew them as straight lines, they'd converge above the horizon.
So weird, man.
Which is what they're supposed to do in that other image that you put up, and instead he's cut them off at the horizon. I mean, no.
Yeah, they don't understand the
how it
premise of a vanishing point. You know?
Wow, you got a lighter fluff.
All right, I completed the image myself. Maybe it's already done, but I just wanted to do it myself and see if it adds up. And I'll share it with you in a second. Save, and I'm gonna drag it and throw it over here in the Discord. And the image is I completed it with the Paint 3D. There you go. I just opened it and I extended the lines a little bit longer. There you go. And that's now the image completed. Why does it convert? Is converging way up there, and you see, one without, one with. Big shout out, Mr. Victory Radio. Gave me a big $20 super chat. $20. Let's cut to the chase. Gary just wants to argue, and his cows are bored with him. Are your cows bored, Gary? And that's why you argue? Because do you think that the cows get entertained when you arguing? Boom! Shout out to Mr. Victory's Radio. Thank you for your support, brother.
There's the original, in case you want to do it on there.
There you go. Now
I have several. That's just one of them.
We got the original, we got the editing by the flat earthers, and we got the editing completed, showing where the point, perspective point is.
Yeah, where was
I have to laugh at Mr. Victory. Yesterday, he made several remarks on your chat on your Daily Boom because I misspelled a word, which I just missed that wrong letter. I spelled angles as ankles, so he made a big deal about it. So what I do, I go back one comment of his and find him making a spelling mistake. So
it's fun. It's responsible trolling, man. It's fun.
So whenever somebody is a spelling or a grammar Nazi and something like that, we all make mistakes, and I guarantee you, the very best one of us at grammar and spelling will still make a mistake, and I will find it if they criticize me.
It's not like you're saying regurgitating instead of regurgitating, you know?
Just that the K was right next to the G. I hit the wrong letter. I even saw it when I hit send, but I just didn't even bother to go back and correct it.
Dude, we got 50.
Would be an asshole or not.
56 people watching the show. Hell, today, yeah, we can do 50 thumbs up. Please, boom like now. I don't correct people when they say nuclear. With 90% of the people that I heard when they talk about nuclear stuff, I never had to struggle with saying the word nuclear or nuclear, but they say nuclear. I don't know why. Nuclear is easy, like it's the right way. Nuclear. What are you doing over there, Bug Off? Hot mic.
Sorry, I just got out of my lorry.
without any lines, just the raw picture. Lines added by the Flat Earth crew and group showing that the horizon and vanishing is a line. As for no curvature left to right, and they actually helped us to throw the first segment of these lines, which they should, if the perspective is correct and the Earth is flat, they should be converging at a point right in the horizon. But then when we extend those lines, this is what we find, and they actually converge way above the horizon line. Mr. Victory Radio with another $2 super chat. Damn, we got it. Call me titties.
Why is it so easy? It's so
You
easy to
spelled
do
that wrong
things like
yesterday too.
My
Gary, why
question
is it so easy to do things like? I'm sorry, go ahead, Jake.
my question is, Gary, with all this compressed perspective, why can we easily see the sky where between the vanishing point and the water, but we don't see the water that should be there?
It's angles to surfaces. You got an angle to the surface, and that's what's foreshortened. The sky
Yeah.
goes much further. That's why if you stand on the ground, draw a 45-degree angle from your eyes to the ground, it's right there in front of you. Draw 45 degrees from your eyes to the sky, it's way out there, way farther.
Gary,
It's not
this
equal.
is the vanishing point. We should see all the surface that would be between you and the vanishing point. The vanishing point is farther away than the surface that we see. Where is all the
Vanishing
surface?
zone is where the
All
bottom
the way to the
can't
vanishing
resolve
point.
surface detail, and it takes
Where
it
is the
right off the
surface,
bottom of the
Gary?
ship at a time as it moves to that zone.
Gary, where is the surface? We see air easily there. No problem with air. We see it, the sky. But the ground that should be there, we don't see.
You see the space of sky that a 6-foot person would be at the vanishing zone, and you see that 6-foot space of sky.
What do you mean 6 foot? This picture.
Well, you know what they say. There's about
3.5
3.5 miles of 6 foot you
No,
can't resolve anymore.
the image
A
wasn't
6
taken
foot of
from 6
airspace that you
foot.
can't see.
No, the image wasn't
Can't
taken
resolve
from 6
in.
feet. It was taken from higher up.
I don't know what picture. I'm not looking at a picture, so I don't know. I can't tell you what you're looking at.
The image.
Hey, I got to get back to work. I'll be back in a little while.
Just take 10 seconds and make a drawing. Tommy Grumble did a drawing in 10 seconds, man. Just shut him up. Shut the haters up. Do it.
Tell Tommy I will make him a separate drawing other than the video that already demonstrates.
There you go. Yeah, that's it,
Video.
man. Do his
When
drawing.
he gets a job like a normal person and stops sponging off
Of course, we gotta go. We gotta go. Well, now we gotta get personal.
Well, Tommy's throwing turds at me. I'll throw a turd right back at him.
All he's doing is asking you for a drawing.
Take 10
And
seconds,
Tommy's
man.
a lazy bum. I've already explained to Tommy numerous times. Tommy was
Nothing,
supposed to have numerous
has nothing to
spaces
do
that
with
he backed
anybody
out
being
after he got his ass
lazy.
kicked on the first one.
He's just asking for a drawing. Nothing about being lazy, a bum, or anything.
Oh, Gary the scumbag. Well done, mate. Yeah.
When he gets a job, I'll give him a separate drawing. But the video,
Doesn't have
he put his name in it.
You know why he's not working, but you're just going to gloss over that, aren't you?
Yeah, but he's in chats night and day, 24 hours a day practically. So, but he says he has to do anything. Okay.
So
I don't believe Tommy. I think he's a parasite.
Doesn't take much energy to sit here and chat. I mean, anybody
how
can do
very
that.
Christian of you, calling him a
In
parasite.
the hours he spends on chat, he could have a computer job if he wanted. He's a freaking lazy bum. That's all he is. Yeah.
Tell you what,
So
Gary,
whatever
why don't you fuck off?
You can excuse him all you want.
Go on, fuck
He's
off.
no different than a Dan.
You were fucking off anyway, so why don't
one
you
of
go
those
and
other
fuck
guys
off?
that's on the flat earth that does the same thing.
Fucking piece of shit.
Do you know, Gary, that he's not rich
It's
enough
alright,
to
it's
just not need to work? Why are you calling him a bum? He could be just much richer than you and not need to work.
Like people are fucking
sit here and do
disabled.
both.
Are people who are disabled, are they bums too, Gary? Because they can't work?
It depends on what their disability is.
Oh, fuck's sake.
There's a lot of people. My son is missing a leg, and yet he works.
What about all the bum
Tommy can't.
I'll be back in a
Tommy
minute.
can't.
What about all the non-working flat earthers? Are they all bums, or just they spend their time trying to prove the flat earth, so that's okay?
I couldn't understand you.
Yeah, they go into schools and throw bits of paper about the earth at school kids and stuff like that.
You sound too much like Dale. I can't understand.
Mate, you know what I mean?
Somebody
Flat
interpret.
earth bombs, yeah.
No, Gary, you said you're going, so go on, fuck off. Scumbag.
I was
I
looking
hope
for.
Tommy sends you lots of super chats saying the same thing because he's going to get the same thing every time he does.
Right.
Piece of shit.
I have a picture
Malformed.
of. Is that the Christian way? Is it?
Yeah, be kind. Don't tell Gary to fuck off. Ask him how you.
Yeah,
can
let him who won't work go home.
How can we help you? Fuck off, Gary.
Ah, well done, Blue. Thank you.
That's that's the kind way of saying it.
So, Blue, you ever think of people out there? You see them on the streets and they don't want to work.
Oh, now he's
should we
desperately
support
trying to
them?
justify himself.
Tommy
Gary,
is
ask you a
on chat
question.
practically all day and night, all the time. And then he complains he doesn't have any energy and he's too tired.
Gary, I asked you a question. You didn't have time to look at the image because you needed to go to work, and you're still here.
Right.
Yeah, this is why I should just mute and stay mute like I normally. You guys piss me off.
So if we drew those perspective lines here with the clouds touching the horizon, would it actually be touching the ground? Or I'm sorry, if we drew perspective lines and those lines were to touch the clouds, what would you say to that, Gary?
You can't do perspective lines on a 2D image. I'm sorry. No, it's a 2D. Hold it in front of you like it's up and down, right? Where are your lines doing? They're straight up and down. You can't do that. That's not giving the depth and dimension at center frame. You're just drawing a line. You're like a child scribbling on a picture.
Oh, God.
That's it.
Now I'm a
It's worthless. It was a worthless example.
But yet, you guys talk about perspective all the time, and then you show us perspective drawings, and you show us lines of perspective.
You didn't draw a perspective there.
I didn't have to. I used the runways. You
can't use the runway. You got to let the runway do its own thing, and it will go towards the center frame. If it keeps going in the distance, it's not going to go up in a straight line on a 2D image like you're doing. Our eyes don't look the same as your 2D picture images. I'm sorry, but you're just incorrect.
So this is what I'll do. I'll take the runways and I'll extend them, and let's see if they reach the horizon or they converge the horizon.
You can't extend them. I'm sorry. You have to go to a picture where the runways go to the.
Why not? If the runways
you'll have to get lower to the ground to make that happen. Get lower to the ground. Well above them. Go lower to the ground. In fact, get close to the ground, and you'll see that they go off into the horizon and they converge. You were way high at the road stopped. You can't draw how they would work in perspective because it's a 2D image on the picture. Your simple lines that you drew just don't work. I'm sorry, you're just wrong. Just like yesterday when you were wrong on your little diagram.
Are you done? I don't want to cut you off, Gary. Are you finished? Okay. So if I was to extend those,
the mute button, that means you were finished.
So if we were to theoretically extend those runways out to infinity, do you think they would converge at the horizon? Yes?
Gary,
no?
Gary, can you hear me?
Notice how he waited until you started talking, B-Ball.
Yeah.
You gave him
now
plenty
he's
of time
kind
to
of quiet.
say something. You asked him if he was done. Gave him plenty of time, and the instant you started talking, he talked over you. That's the reason I muted you, Gary.
I saw that. Oh, that's 100% fair. Yep, 100% fair. Yeah, but you were just muted, Gary, for the few seconds, for the 10 seconds that people had to say something. So it's not permanent or nothing. It's just to avoid the continuation of interruption, unnecessary interruption.
Yeah, I just muted him long enough for B-Ball to say what he wanted to say.
Oh, did you eat half of the potato? Because now I heard half of the background noise. I didn't understand what you say.
Thing
We
is,
know
if
that
you
you, we know you're using a potato as a microphone, but don't eat the whole half of the potato because then we can hear less of it.
if you've got two side by side railway lines and you look down them, it looks like they're converging, but they're never going to meet. They're always going to be side by side, no matter how far you could zoom in with a telescope
Yeah.
or anything. They're never going to meet anywhere at the horizon or the vanishing point.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
vanishing
Just
point
think of
is
the.
an imaginary thing, like the horizon. You know what I mean? It's just a
Yeah.
place where you can't see any further.
Just think of the runways as railroad tracks.
That's exactly what I was trying to point out. You know, they're never
Yeah.
going to meet anywhere. You know.
And I just simply drew perspective lines on the railroad tracks. Would that not be valid, Gary?
They don't
But I'm.
understand perspective in the flat Earth.
But I'm.
They
But
think
I'm.
these things are real and things are going to meet somewhere, and you know things disappear to the bottom up because of I don't know resolution, perspective, any other electromagnetism, any other bullshit they want to come up with.
But I'm sure if another fly earther was to use this same image, and those lines would have met at the horizon, then we'd be all over. They'd be all over it, using it everywhere. But since I'm doing it, and it doesn't conform to the flat Earth model, then the lines are wrong.
The fact is, they don't care about any of this. A lot of their talking points are just talking points on how their God made everything. The earth is flat. It says so in the book they read, and that's all they care about, Nathan.
Believe what happened? You killed the conversation.
Sorry, I stepped away and I had to stay on mute because the dogs are going crazy. I need a few minutes. If you're trying to talk, people, we don't hear your words.
I'm walking. I don't know. No, I was just saying that if those lines were drawn by a flat earther and they converged at the horizon, then Gary'd be all over it.
Of course he would, but because it doesn't add up, they just ignore it and avoid it. Yo, we got another PayPal donation by Tercy, $11.39 to help Gary fuck off. Thank you. That's to help Gary fuck off with the $11. Shout out to Terz, man. Gary, you want to give more not to fuck off? There's a PayPal link that you can hit me up, not to fuck off, and you can give me money there. All the money you want, you can give me give me it on PayPal. All right. Thank you. Oh man. Good times, good times. Why don't I speak like this, like in the daily basis, regular basis, and I have to use my outside voice? I can speak with my inside voice, just like this, normally, relax and mellow. But I decide to step back from the microphone and start shouting and yelling. What the hell, Jose, man? What the hell?
Yeah, but we're complicated beings as human beings, you know what I mean? We have got more than one state of mind, you know?
Yeah, I feel more comfortable like this, talking like this. I need to speak. I mean, I'm like really close to the microphone. Make sure that my beard it's not rubbing into the microphone and my nose is poking in it. So I have to be very careful. Now, if I talk like this, I can just be as loud as I can, and also include the neighbors and the people walking by. They go like, "What the fuck is wrong with this dude talking so loud? Damn it!" That's how I do it over here.
Yeah, I get that sometimes when I get a bit annoyed on. I used to go to Fleffer sites at night at 1 o'clock in the morning, drunk, shouting and bawling at them and waking all my neighbours up.
Oh man, oh man. There's a girl over here having a potato gasm.
That's the
Farmer's
thing I
boy,
noticed.
what's up with that?
That's
Potato
the thing I
gasms.
noticed, Jose, though. Like 5, 6 years ago, when I first started interacting with Fleffers, they didn't used to kick you as soon as they knew you were like a ball supporter, you know. They'd actually argue with you and stuff, you know, and then a couple of years later, they just used to kick you from their chats, you know. I wonder what happened, you know.
Times change, man. Every few years, YouTube is going crazy. Little regulations, rules, the guides. The people is changing their perspective, the way they see things. They finding more strategies on how to avoid certain topics and all that kind of shit. A lot of the flat earthers are getting slimy and harder to catch because they found places where there's a rougher surface where they can stick on together. Slime and slime stick together in a rough hole. That's where they hang out. They got certain places where they just gather to talk to each other. They don't like these places where we try to grab a hold on to them and talk to them and ask them questions. They don't like to answer questions. They don't like to talk to us. They slip away, man.
Yeah, I think back then, I mean, they seemed to be more into believing flat Earth, and they wanted to argue with people, you know, and try and convince you. Then a lot of people got into it who just wanted to get what a following of believers that they could soak money out of, and they didn't want MD talking the wrong way and started to kick you, you know. You know, an echo chamber they wanted rather than a discussion, you know.
Yeah. Back in the day, 5, 6 years ago, when I was a flat earther, I liked to go out and talk to people and try to, ask them questions and try to answer questions. You don't have that nowadays. They use techniques and strategies to not to answer questions and address the points straight on. They found a way how to avoid the burden of proof and provide evidence, citations, and all of that. They just want to talk about definitions and philosophies and all that kind of shit. Now I got $10. $10 on PayPal by Citizen9. Now Gotti can fuck off in an Uber. Gotti, you can fuck off now in an Uber because I got another $10. Add those to the $11 so thirst. Oh, we got enough money now, man. Shout out to Citizen9 for the tenner. Boom. Good times, good times.
Yeah.
So I had to step out for a second.
That's right.
Did I miss anything? Are we passing the collection plate around?
I haven't passed the collection plate around because the collection plate is being placed in the corner and people is being coming over and throwing their little donations, but The collection plate, yeah, I'm not gonna be able because I don't have my assistant today. Flip Flop is not in the house, and he's not able to go around collecting the money. But the collection plate is right there. If anybody want to help, the cult or the globe cult, there's the collection plate. Bring it on.
Okay.
Farmer's Boy,
I'm gonna go
your
ahead.
thoughts on that little rant that I had over there, me and Ters. A recap for Bibo. We're flattered today versus what it was.
Actually, I think I missed that because I put my headphones down because I was assembling the fan that Mr. Amazon just delivered to me.
All right, so the question is, where was flat Earth 5-6 years ago versus where is flat Earth today?
Oh, blimey. I'd say it's slowly dying on its arse. They haven't really presented anything new. And they do seem to be trying to go further afield. I don't think YouTube's really doing it for them anymore because I think YouTube's fed up with their shit. So I know that there are certain individuals who you will find them on places like TikTok because they want to target the children because that's what normal adults do, isn't it? You go out and target the children. So I'd say that's probably the biggest difference.
It's so messed up, man.
It really is. When you've got, and I don't know whether he was just openly bragging or not, and I'm not going to mention his name because, but when you've got somebody who admits to pretending to be a teenager on TikTok to talk to other teenagers and persuade them that the Earth is flat, I'm sorry, somebody needs to have words with him properly because that ain't on.
Yeah.
You know,
I know what you're talking about, and I think I did have a discussion with him about that.
Yeah, and then you get other idiots like Chemo who claim to do it too. Well, I don't claim he does do it. He's on TikTok all the time apparently, but there is one who pretends to be, a teenager and not a 40-something-year-old.
It's got to be the lowest of the low, pretending you're a teenager to talk to teenagers. I mean, I've got teenagers that live upstairs next door to me. I've got 4, 5, 6-year-old kids. I meet in the garden with their mum and dad. They call me Santa. We have fun and jokes and all that. And you know what I mean? I'm not pretending I'm something else, That is the lowest of the low, man.
Yeah.
What's crazy is that there's even books on Amazon that are like children's books that are sold on Amazon about flat Earth, like focusing on children,
really
geared towards children. Yeah.
Christ.
Let me see if I can find it actually.
Yeah, nowadays there's still a little bit of residual of what flat Earth was 5-6 years ago. Ya yo fui. Gracias.
Children, should they be banned too?
Yeah, there's still a little bit of residual with people like Gene, CBR, and Lemonbird. There's the residual left when people actually make claims and commit to them and tell them how things work, even if they're wrong. That's how flat earther used to be. Nowadays, none of that. We cannot find anybody making claims, committing to it, and attempting to give us information on flat Earth. Almost nothing left of that.
No, they're all into staying in their little echo chambers. They don't want questions. They don't want to answer anything. They just want to kick you and keep talking to each other, patting each other on the back, see how we dealt with him, and we all agree with each other. Yes, ha ha ha, fuck him. That's what it's all about now.
Are those steps, Beeble? Are those?
I was just going to say, Beeble's on a treadmill, isn't he?
No, you know what? It's I'm in my car, and it's an EV. So whenever it's off, it has this ticking noise.
Banging.
Really?
Weird. Yeah.
The beat. It's got a beat on
it. Either that or he's driving down the M25 part. He's on the M25 over here going past Heathrow. That does the same thing at about 70 mile an hour. Dum, 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 dum. Because the road's so shit.
Are you sure that's an EV you've got and it's not just like a bunch of hamsters and wheels running around and tumbling over?
Probably. I've never looked under the hood, really. Well, only once, but yeah, it could be.
Well, if it's 100% EV, there's really not going to be much to see, is there?
No, it's actually a hybrid.
Oh, well, there might well be something to see then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Proper electric vehicles. Yeah, they're quite boring if you actually want to see, the McGubbins, because they're usually well hidden away underneath.
It's hot today in Florida, man. 90 degrees Fahrenheit, but it feels hotter.
It's raining here. It's certainly having a good go at it. It doesn't seem to have done much for the temperature.
Yeah, it's been warm here in Scotland as well, but we've had like a wind blowing in from the west, like constantly for like 3 months. So even though the sun's out, the wind chill is bringing it right down to 12, 14 when it should be 18, 20. It's fucking terrible. 6 miles of wind, 3 months.
Oh man. Oh.
Oh, we're forecast 35 next week, possibly even 40.
Yeah, right now this is look. This is the Largo weather. I'm sharing my screen still for those who are still watching.
Hang on.
90 degrees Fahrenheit, but a real feel 103. This is more accurate now. I feel it.
That's too much.
Yeah, I feel it today, man. Air quality, it's yeah. Yeah, it's hot, man. Tomorrow, same thing. We're gonna have this type of weather, just on and on and on, man.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be 19 today, but with the wind chill, it's down to 12. Tomorrow we're supposed to be 18, but with the wind chill, it's down to 12. The same the next day. 20 on Friday, but down to 9 with the wind chill. Fuck me.
And there's almost no wind over here. 7 miles per hour southwest wind. It's like almost no wind. That's why it feels so hot. Because
Same
it
here.
rained. It rained a lot. The terrains are saturated, and we got so much humidity in the dirt, in the grounds. With this heat and no wind, it's like a fucking oven, man. 62% humidity and almost no wind. Little wind gusts here and there. It says I don't feel those. Oh well. Yep. And it feels like 103 degrees. It feels in a shade. Oh, let me go to the shade to feel less hot. Yeah, it feels like 98. It still feels like 100, in a fucking shade. Oh man. And you think now when the moon comes out, when the sun goes down and the moon comes out, you think you're feeling colder in the moon because you're not in the shade against a tree, against a house, which that tree and that house has been absorbing all the heat throughout the day, 100+ degrees, and now you're in the middle of the road getting that 7 miles per hour non-breeze, but at least you can breathe. And then you go against the tree. Let me see if it feels warmer in the tree because of the moon. It's cold in the moonlight. Let me hide from the moonlight. Oh, it feels really hot. That means that the moon is not fucking cold. The tree is hot, man. That's what's up right there.
Here's a beauty, right? Sunrise today in Scotland, where I am, was 4:48. Moonrise was 21:43. Sunset is 21:56. So the moon is up before the sunset, so we can see the moon and the sun in our sky in Scotland today. Moonset 2:27. So how does flat Earth explain any of that?
They don't. Why? Well, there's a reason, because we don't have any more flat Earth conferences. Either there are two options: either flat Earth is dead or flat Earthers are dying. Damn, Tucson. Boom. Oh man. Try to hold on, man. Who's dying? Flat Earth or flat Earthers? A little bit of both, right?
I was going to say, over the last year or so, both, isn't it?
I know, right? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, too soon for that joke of the dying flat Earth.
I mean, we can name three of them straight off the bat, can't we?
And anyone new that's coming into flat Earth, they're like 5 years behind, so they're all using like those old memes.
Yeah.
Showing a flat horizon, or
And they think they're making new arguments.
Yeah, cold moonlight.
Yeah.
They don't even know how to do. They don't even know how to do science. I mean, this is why flat Earth has been dying. We convinced them to try and go out and do science projects. You know what I mean? So they got like the laser. What do you call it? 15-degree drifting. They tried to shine a torch through holes in polystyrene, and that didn't work. You know what I mean? When we got them to actually do science, it proved that their flat Earth was fake, and they haven't got a clue. That's why it's dying, because a lot of them have just stopped talking. They stopped talking to us. They want their echo chamber. They're still gathering people. South America is growing, but eventually they'll catch on over there as well, and they'll debunk them, and it'll be gotten there as well. It's dying.
Yeah, man.
The ones that are honest with themselves are gonna realize, like, oh shit, yeah, this is kind of bullshit.
People come in from other conspiracies. So you're still going to have your main conspiracy theorists. You're going to have your climate change conspiracy theorists. You're going to have the Illuminati guys. No, they'll just go back to their main thing, and they'll just leave flat Earth alone, and it'll die out. You know what I mean?
Two people comment, assuming that they are honest in their arguments on the way and what they're saying.
Yes, because of course they're not, are they?
Yeah, one can think that they are honest. One can think that some of them are honest, and they sound honest. That approach sound honest, but we have to assume that they are actually being honest.
Well, there was one gentleman that I think MC Toon was talking to. He seemed like he was genuinely like, hey man, if you show me evidence, I can be persuaded. Anyone who admits that they could be persuaded is somehow, I think, is being honest. But I mean, if I don't know.
I have
If anyone knows who I'm talking about.
Well, I have the ultimate honesty test, and none of them yet have passed it.
What's that?
The Isle of Man image.
Hold on, before we go to that topic, quickly follow up on this Over the Edge by Kelsey. I didn't know about. I seen the thumbnail. I seen his face, but I didn't know about this. There was a Kickstarter shattering an impossible flight for the flat Earth community, proving to them the world is round while documenting the journey. But what happened? That it was, damn, 50,000. What? I don't know. I don't know how to read that, but is the funding was unsuccessful. The project's funding was not reached on June the 10th of 2022. So it was that just fell off the edge.
Oh, you're talking about that pilot from 7-4 Gear.
I have no idea who, if he's a pilot or who he is. Kingsley is Over the Edge. Kelsey, yeah, Kelsey Kickstarter. Maybe that's what you're talking about.
That's the guy from 7-4 Gear. He's an actual pilot, and he was saying that if the flat earthers got money together, he would actually take them on one of these supposed impossible flights.
So what happened with the money collected then?
It doesn't go. It gets sent back to the people who sent it in.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. But the goal was $1,487,000.
I don't think anyone paid anything. People pledged.
You pledge it, and if they reach the 1.487, then they get the money and they go and do the thing. But if it doesn't hit the money, then the money gets sent back to the backers.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah. Oh well, another one bites the dust.
All you don't really have to do that. All you got to do is take a flight to Sydney, and then take a flight to Johannesburg.
You don't even need to do that. You don't need to take a flight anywhere, right? It's just common sense. We all know how to think, right? Look at the commercial world today. If there was an edge of the world, right, don't you think that would be one of the biggest vacations and tourist traps you could ever have? The edge of the world.
Absolutely.
People would be frightened to go
Absolutely. I think
to the edge of the world. You know what I mean? So that just debunks it right there. You know what I mean? People making
with all the
thousands of pounds of trips to the edge of the world. Everybody would want to go and look over the edge. You know what I mean? So
Can you imagine the marketing line? Take your holiday to the edge.
Exactly.
right,
You know what I mean?
all these thrill seekers, somebody would have fallen off by now. All the thrill seekers would have been trying to like take pictures, like dangling on fucking ropes from the
They
edge of
would
the
have
earth.
to put up barriers because people would be going and jumping off to kill themselves. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Someone would have done it by now.
They would have
Yeah.
launched, at least they would have launched GoPros and streaming live with phones. They would have thrown cell phones and cameras live streaming.
Exactly. I mean, look, we can't even stop people coming over our borders,
Yeah.
from Mexico. You think they can stop people, the vast ring of the earth? People stop people from trying to go to the edge? Come
If
on.
only you had a wall.
Yeah, right.
I really wish
people go through military barricades. People go through highly secure government buildings, and they break through and they push through it and they go in it. Why they can't go to a place where there's barely any security? They can go there.
Exactly.
So we go to go to what do you call it? Area 51. People do it all the time. Get arrested. People climb multi-story, big gigantic buildings in the centre cities. These mountain climbers. They go and they climb up the face of with the glass buildings. You know what I mean? It's illegal, but they climb the top, get arrested. People would be going if there was any reason to go at the edge of the earth. People would be going and breaking the law to get there. You know?
Yeah, well, you know why they won't go there, because it'll prove them wrong. That's why you get these idiots who say that all these rocket launches are fake, and you get the likes of Red's Rhetoric who'll say, come over here, use all our gear, film the launch yourself, and they won't do it because they know they're talking bollocks. It's very simple.
Like
Right,
literal,
and then you
a
get
testicle that can talk.
then you get people like Witsit that claim that they document these launches all the time with the highest. I heard him say that he uses the highest high powered gear in order to do this. I'm like, really? When have you ever done this? And are you using better equipment than Astronomy Live and Red's Rhetoric?
Yeah,
I've never seen that.
Christ, look at the kit they have for every launch. Bloody hell!
I literally heard him say that he uses very expensive gear to track these launches. Yet I've never seen him post a video of him actually doing it.
Well, no.
Yeah, because it's on his laptop and he don't have it right now.
Right. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. He doesn't have this SD card. Is on his other phone.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can buy like a $1,900, $2,000 camera. You can't afford a $6 fucking SD card.
Every time.
The thing is all he needs to say is, "Oh gosh, I lent it to Nathan Thompson."
Every time he claims to take some picture and say, "So where is it? Show the pictures." No, I don't have it right here.
Right. I'm
when
like,
you do
dude.
see the pictures, it looks like they've been trying to track down Bigfoot. It's all out of focus and shaky.
I'm like, dude.
know.
Every time I take pictures, they go straight on my phone. That way, if someone asks me for them, they're readily available.
I mean, the thing I find funny is, being a flat Earth skeptic and not a glober, is I've done a comparative test already, and I've basically said to you ballers, you globers, you globetards, can you show me some measurements and some methodology of how you determine that the Earth isn't flat? And every time I do it, I get inundated with stuff. But the weird thing is, when I ask that identical question to the 3 people that I've tested it on so far, because it's a fairly limited sample to be fair, who claim to be flat earthers, they want to talk about anything but that particular subject, and I've never received one shred of information showing what they measured, how they measured it with, and what methodology did they use. I'm confused. I was hoping Gary was going to help me. I thought he was going to be the guy who would deliver the goods. And he didn't want to. He just wanted to talk about optics. And he said he doesn't measure stuff, but then he started talking about measuring angles. So I'm confused again.
Yep, that's scary.
I don't need to prove there's a dome. There is a dome. Arwin 2022.
Was that dumb or dome? Sorry.
Dome.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, they keep going on about optics and measurements and, bubble levels. And you don't use a level to measure angles properly. You use a theodolite. A level is for leveling things. You know what I mean? And they keep using these to try and tell you the height of mountains and shit like that. That's just the wrong tool to use,
I disagree. You can measure angles with auto level.
Yeah, I'm
Not
sure.
very accurately, but you can.
Yeah, you can do it over like 20 meters or something, but you're not going to measure 20 miles or 25, 30 mile fucking height of a mountain when you don't know what mountain you're looking at and it's on the horizon. You're not going to use a fucking level for that. Come on.
Well, Bev did and did quite a good job.
Well, unless you're a flat earther, you're not going to use it.
Well, he did it
Well,
anyway.
Bev told me that he wasn't a flat earther.
That's right. He's not a flat earther. He claims he keeps repeating that claim.
Yeah, so I can't really call him.
He's not a flat earther, but level is horizontal.
I'm sharing the screen. We got a QF64. We got a Qantas flight happening in real time right here from Africa to Australia. So I just got that flight over here.
Yep. Destroys the flat Earth every few days.
And he's going from South Africa. Appears to be flying slightly down, and then he will make this little loop and come back up and land.
You think with the cost of petrol, they go in a straight line?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. It is.
Yeah, it's a straight line. Yeah.
It's a straight line, but not only is it a straight line, but it's curved. No.
It's the same as when they say people, you don't fly from Australia to South America. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, they do. And then once they found out that you can go and look at the flights and say, well, they fly there and back every day. Then they had this stupid thing about, there's very high winds down the south, and that speeds up the airplane, which makes it fly faster and it covers that area. And then you say, yeah, but they're flying back in the opposite direction into a 250-mile wind at 200 miles an hour. They're fucking never going to get there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think everybody needs to donate to Jose, because obviously he has very expensive lingerie tastes.
yes.
When I brought this to I was talking to Witsit about this, and he was claiming the jets. He was claiming the jet stream, a 250-mile-an-hour jet stream. I was like, okay, so even if this flight was going 800 miles an hour, that means the total time of the flight would have been 8 hours.
Yeah. Remember, guys, I need to buy me my Victoria's Secrets lingerie. So
is the distance wrong, or is the speed wrong? Which one is it? And I know for a while they were arguing, trying to tell me that we couldn't figure out, we don't know the distance between these two places. But then I got a recording of him saying, yes, distances between places on Earth are accurate. And we know the distance between everywhere on Earth. I have him recorded saying that.
Now, is there any flights from South America to Australia?
Yeah, there's one. I think it's QFA 27. It goes from Perth to Santiago, I think.
Yeah, and there's one that goes Santiago to Perth. And sometimes they fly on the same day, passing each other, you know what I mean? So there can't be a huge wind speeding one up and slowing one down. That wouldn't work,
Yeah, right now they're
concentrated. Both got a little tornado pushing them from each end.
They're concentrated in New Zealand and Bora Bora over here. Little flights around. This one, where is this one going? To Hawaii, right? HOI.
That could be Hanoi or something, okay.
I have no idea what. Yeah, I don't know what the stands for. HOY. Hanoi here. And Hanga. No? Whatever is going. All right, guys. It's been a fun festivities, but I'm gonna wrap it up. It's really hot in here. I want to go inside and chill for a little bit. It is. It's getting to me. I'm just sitting outside in the porch right here. I got the fan, a little fan blowing my face right here, directly. So it helps a little bit, but it's just hot air what I'm getting.
You should come to Scotland for a visit. You know what I mean? You have to wear a nice woolly jacket. You know.
So, Jose, the only reason why you do your shows outside is because you smoke while you do it. Is that why you do them outside?
Yes, and I like seeing people.
Okay.
I got a visual OCD type of thing.
Oh,
That
okay.
only if I'm watching a movie or a TV series, I'm focusing one spot. My eyes are focusing the screen. If I'm watching a movie or a TV show, but if I'm doing something like this, I've been looking to the chat box to the side, been looking to the Discord, but if I'm inside, my eyes are gonna want to look around, and I'm gonna look at the wall. I'm gonna look at the ceiling. I'm gonna look around, and it gave me anxiety. Over here, I look at the trees moving. I look at the cats running around. I look at cars driving, neighbors. I see something, and it keeps my mind working. If I'm in the room doing this, I made me feel claustrophobic for some reason.
Oh, okay.
I
Makes
smoke
sense.
too, and I don't smoke inside, but still, I could hold myself not to smoke for an hour or two, and then come out, have a quick cigarette, and go back inside. But I get anxious within 15 or 20 minutes, man.
Right.
Yeah, it's just a thing I got. I don't know. If I was born in the modern times, if I was diagnosed, I'll be diagnosed with all kinds of shit, probably autisms and OCDs and all kinds of bullshit that the kids are diagnosed nowadays. But hey, I push
Right.
through it, man. I'm just just weird, normal, hyped up in the down low, hyped in the down low because I'm sitting down most of the times, but my brain must be working, so my eyes help me do it. Yeah, man. Let's do a round of final thoughts. Thank you very much, everybody, for participating in the Globe Cult today. It has been a pleasure to provide you a platform where we can gather and talk cult things related to the globe, because we have been pointed the fingers at and accused of being cultist and being the globe being a cult. I'm just embracing it. So I welcome myself to the Globe Cult. I open the Globe Cult. I welcome you to the Globe Cult. Everybody, welcome to the cult. Thank you very much. Final thoughts, Big Blue, if you are there.
I am here, Jose. Thanks. Good show today. I appreciate it. And the earth is not flat. We checked. See you later.
Boom. Big thank you very much, Big Blue. I appreciate your participation and hanging out with us. I really do appreciate it, man. Let's go with Chike. Final thoughts.
I had some fun today. Thank you, Witsit.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Earth is live.
I just want to back up what Blue is saying. Yes, the Earth is not flat. I've checked. He's checked. Many of us have gone out and checked. If you're a flat earther, maybe you should go out and check too, instead of looking at other flat earthers' memes. Anyway, I'm glad to be a part of the Globe Cult. The Earth is round. The sun is 93 million miles away. Thank you.
I know this might sound tricky, but I hope it's sticky. All hail the earth being squeaky. Farmer's Boy, final thoughts.
Yeah, we haven't heard Squeaky Earth. Come on, let's have some Squeaky Earth. And thank you very much for the show. It's been most entertaining.
Whee!
Oh.
It's not that tricky. Earth is just squeaky. There you go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, farmers. I appreciate that. We have Ters, final thoughts.
Yeah, thank you very much for the show. Being entertaining. And maybe someday we could do like weird animals like Bigfoot and Chupacabra or something like that. See if we get some of those people in and, you know.
Chupacabra! I like that. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Lubo in China, you came in late, but at least you made it for the final thoughts. Any comments on anything that went down today and you want to talk about?
I tried to fix my mouse, so I came late. Anyway, Gary didn't disappoint, so same. It doesn't change. Earth is round.
Welcome to the cult. Thank you very much, man.
Yep.
All right. Thank you very much to the audience, to everybody that watched on YouTube land. Thank you for keeping the chat box alive. Thank you very much for the super chats and the PayPal donations that help the channel grow up, and that helps me continue to do this. So I really, really appreciate it. Shout out to those who are the best on trolling responsibly, those who has flip-flops and squeaky earths next to their name. Shout out to you guys. Big time hugs to you. And big shout out to everybody that was participant in today's Discord server voice chat and in the daily boom. Thank you to Earth Awakening's YouTube channel. The link is in the description box because the first segment of the show was me versus Witsit in his Discord server. So check on the links in the description box on how to check out other content and how to support this channel. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Jose JG out. Boom. Make a squeak.